Here we go. Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah, we're all goof people, man, and we're fucking metal. I'm Robert Meyer, Burnett, your viceroy of verisimilitude, your master of fun and wonder. And you know what? This is Midnight Metal, perhaps a transcendent episode. It's episode 40. Can you believe it? 40 episodes of this shit? My God, it's all about you. And you know what? It's not just about me. It's all about my co-host, Mr. Dave fucking Parker, director of The Hills, Run fucking Red. Dave, I gotta ask you, are you feeling metal tonight, bruh?
Dude, I am so metal. I am green with envy for the people watching because they are in for a really interesting show, and one that I'll put a guarantee on right now.
Oh, you will?
Yes.
Do I have to? Is it a money back guarantee? Because that would suck.
I hope not. It's on you. Tonight, no host of this show will pass out during the show.
What are you saying, Dave?
Well, I hear I missed some very interesting stuff last week.
I apologize. I apologize.
And you know what? I kind of like it. I kind of like the fact that, I leave and then whatever happens, happens. I kind of like that. And
God bless the Richard. He tried to, it was amazing. It was like a slow plane crash. I watched myself. I'm like, it's really not fun for anybody to see a middle-aged man drunk off his ass. Like, it's like the jizz.
No more sake and whiskey.
Let me just tell you about Huntsman Spires, man, because it was bad, dude. It was bad. It was bad.
I have to say. I hope some of you took screenshots at least. I would love to see some photo evidence of this.
I gotta say, if you're gonna get sloppy drunk like that, it's always best to do it on the internet, where it will live forever.
Right. I mean,
thank God I don't have kids that were like, Dad, what the fuck were you doing last night on Midnight Metal?
Let's just all thank God you don't have kids.
First of all, can I just say I'm the Pied Piper of children? Kids love me. They always have.
You know what?
They see me as a kindred spirit.
That's good, because at first, you being the Pied Piper of kids did not sound very good.
Okay, in this day and age, what I meant was, I am a child at heart. You can't even say things nowadays and be like, oh, well, what I would like to say is children, and I've always loved children because I am a child at heart. I still have my sense of wonder that I've never lost. Not any lascivious, weird QAnon pizza parlor bullshit. Don't even insinuate that.
Right.
That's not.
You're a funkle. You're a fun uncle.
I'm a fun. That's yes. Or I'd like to say I'm a Obi-Wan Kenobi sage-like mentor.
Yes.
For no one said that ever.
Shaping minds, shaping the youth of
No. You know what? All I can say is I can only offer this.
Uh-oh.
Life moves pretty fast. Oh wait, that's Ferris Bueller.
That's true.
I just want to say my raison d'etre of life is, well, as Saint X-Men of the Valkyrie said, live fast, fight free, and have a beautiful ending.
There you go. Who doesn't want a Viking funeral? I know I do.
Everyone
I don't know
does.
if I can put that in my last will and testament. I don't know if people would actually respect it, but I want the Viking funeral where it's like I'm in the boat, They shoot an arrow, set me ablaze, and I go cascading off a waterfall.
No, I'll take you to MacArthur Park, dude. Right off Wilshire Boulevard. And we'll have a Viking funeral in the little lake there. How about that?
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Well,
I know some people being, but before I get into that, Rob, I too have the heart of a young person.
I know you do.
I keep it in the shelf over there. Thank you, Robert Bloch, for that quote.
Mola Ram.
You got to give the man his due. But yeah, I'm sure some people would like their funeral to be like they're in a canoe in a lake, and then they have someone dressed as Jason popping out, and they just drag him into the depths.
Well, Dave, we just missed Friday the 13th.
I didn't miss it. I celebrated.
Well, how'd you celebrate? Did you sacrifice a virgin?
No.
Oh.
No.
Did you kill a bunch of campers?
No.
Did you and Tommy Jarvis party?
No. But I did watch a bunch of campers and party revelers, including Crispin Glover, get killed. Yeah, we watched. A group of us got together. My friend Dan and Tammy and Adam, my friend Adam Green, and we were at this new, really amazing studio in Burbank called Wolfpack Studios, which is a sound stages and everything else. And they have.
Well, I didn't get an invite.
They had an amazing theater. Well, again, we're dealing with Delta here, so
you didn't call me,
right? Well, you were doing Midnight Metal.
Oh, what a convenient excuse. You're right. God, you know what? And by the way, last night's Midnight Metal with and Paulie from Latino Slant, I thought was really good.
Very esoteric, very calm, very calm.
It was calm because you know what?
And introspective.
Yeah, I mean that's what Friday nights are for. On Midnight Metal.
I was really glad, given what the topic was, that I was not asked to be on there because, well, one, we all know that I'm not going to be that successful to ever just like walk away. I mean, come on, that's just probably not going to happen. And if it does,
oh my God!
And if it does, I'm going to walk away.
By the way,
except for this show, I'll stop. No, I wouldn't. I did hear what you said. It's like all I want to be able to do is make a couple $3 million movies a year, or one $3 million movie a year, if it was
for the next 20 years.
I mean, knock on wood that we're still here in 20 years.
Dude, stuff's happening. By the way, that could happen. By the way, can I just say, Kaz Graphics, the official cheesemonger of the Burnettwork, also. Let's remember, Beecher's Handmade Cheese is giving out an award at the film festival when we finally give them out, because whining about movies is coming about. But Kaz Graphics does send in. Now, I didn't realize, because I'm ignorant of these things, that he sent in a dinosaur with a inverted baseball hat giving us
a thumbs up.
A thumbs up. Now, but the thing is, this is all code. I don't even know what it is. I'm like, I take it literally. So I don't know. I've not looked into these Super Chat stickers. I don't know what they mean. Like, Az told me that the mustache is a connoisseur, and then he gets hot dog. You know, I don't know, but I've never seen that. I want to say thank you, Kaz Graphics. By the way, can I just say, here's the thing about Kaz Graphics. We've never spoken, but that guy is a cool motherfucker. Like, I see pictures of him in Seattle. Like, he's always got a cool beret on. He's with, like, beautiful girls all the time. I'm like, and plus,
he's living the life.
He sent me this glass. And this is my favorite. Like, I don't understand why I have a fetishistic attachment to this glass.
To mason jar glasses?
Well, yeah, but I do. And I
think it's because you have a taste for the moonshine. It just brings you back.
That might be it. But I want to say,
brings you back to those days when you were up in the hills of Tennessee. The Blue Mountains.
Yes, and by the way,
I went that. You wouldn't remember that because you drank so much moonshine.
It could be, but I did go to Tennessee for the first time ever in 2018, and I have to say,
beautiful.
That is an unbelievable state. Like, outside of Nashville,
and Nashville's a super party town. And it's actually like the funny thing is, Nashville now is like a lot of rock stars, a lot of like metal people and stuff. They all migrated to Nashville.
Well, I have to say, I mean, the surrounding areas are just stunning. The food is stunning. The people are great. I really like Nashville. I really, you know what's funny, Dave? We all wanted to move to LA to work in the movie business. Yeah, chase a dream. But I have to say that We've been missing out on the rest of the world. We just kind of have.
Well, the quality of life. I mean, you and I have been lucky enough to travel quite extensively, but you know, more so. I mean, I want to travel way more extensively, especially over in Europe and everything. But you know, through the United States, I can't say that I've seen that much, but what I have seen is beautiful. And I have family in Tennessee, right outside of Nashville, so I've been there.
Tennessee, yeah. If you're a Prince fan, yeah.
Oh man, did you see? I'm gonna interrupt this talk for a quick second because this is not very metal, but it is fucking metal. Did you see that clip that was a Stevie Wonder concert where Prince showed up?
Oh yeah,
and I played Superstition with him.
Dude, come on,
fucking amazing, fucking amazing.
Well, you know, Prince is my favorite musician of all time.
I know, and pretty soon you're gonna have him and his motorcycle like gracing the Rob Observatory.
Bruh.
I know.
I mean, you can't. I mean, come on.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to mount Vampirella on it, way like.
Well, you know, because you know, I Prince and Vampirella, you know, because Prince would still be like, Vampirella, you have to purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
That's right. I mean, the thing is, if Vampirella drank Prince's blood, she would like. She wouldn't be a vampire anymore.
No, she wouldn't. Prince would change her back to humanity. You know, Dorothy was a waitress on the promenade.
But hey, we're missing some important stuff.
Dishwater blonde. We are.
No, first of all.
Oh.
Hey everyone. How the fuck are you doing tonight?
How are you fucking feeling metal? We're like blathering. Are you feeling metal, Dave? Yes.
I am. I hope everyone had a great night last night.
Dishwater blonde, tall and fine. She got a lot of tips. Sorry, I'm still thinking.
But we got a lot of cool things to talk about. Off the top, before we get into this very
we can talk about Phantasm. It's always metal. Sorry, I love doing that.
Love Phantasm. You know my love for Phantasm runs deep. Runs deep.
Are you sure it wasn't that retarded kid Timmy up the street? Watch, I get canceled for that. They don't know it's a line from the movie.
That's right. They don't know.
These things were here and they were going to get me.
Rob, you know what?
I've been sitting here at midnight.
That's the thing.
No.
We should get someone to do a metal cover of that. That should be our theme song.
Oh, dude.
Get Don Coscarelli to sign off on it.
He would do it. Don would sign off for us. If we could get sitting here at midnight, maybe a metal version. That should be.
Maybe we could get CK and Chaosium to
do
a quick little metal version of that.
Yeah. I mean, we'd have to send him like Bill Thornberry doing it like at a Phantasm convention. The whole song.
Oh yeah.
I'm just sitting here at midnight. Da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na-na. I'm just sitting here alone.
We're hot as love.
My lady left me lonely. Yes, she did.
Let's move.
My lady left me blue. Sorry, I'm sorry. Lordy. I'm enraptured by the Phantasm.
I'm getting a little hot. By this. So you gotta.
Sorry. Yes, I am. You know.
So Rob.
Yeah, Dave.
I watched. I don't know. I'm curious if people watching did too. I watched Woodstock '99, the documentary that's on HBO Max.
You know what? I've heard a lot about it, and I've not seen it, but I do love. You know, it's like Fire Festival. Any festival documentaries where the festival goes horribly awry, I'm there. It's like a great genre. I love it.
It is. It's really.
How was Woodstock '99?
It's fascinating, but the problem is this.
There's a problem,
and this is the issue that I got to take with it. Is they interview a lot of people, a lot of journalists who weren't even there, who just are analyzing it later on in life, and they blame the turmoil that happened at the festival mainly on metal acts, because there were a lot of metal acts. Korn played there. Limp Bizkit and Fred Durst were the target of this documentary of why the thing.
Wow, because you know what? When I think about people that are going to overthrow society, Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit.
But again,
they're the first band that comes to my mind.
But again, in '99, they were at their absolute fucking peak.
I understand,
they were massive, but it was so biased and unfair, and it was like well, what do you expect when you get a bunch of white people, at this thing, and then they're playing metal music and stuff, and Metallica played as well. It was just and Red Hot Chili Peppers, which aren't exactly metal, they're more sort of rock funk.
They basically said white people with guitars.
Yeah, well, and the audience being predominantly like white, a lot of white males and everything. And look, the things that happened there were horrible, but the real villains of the piece, which is really fascinating, are the fucking organizers of Woodstock '99, where one of the guys is going, well, I mean, you have that many people and everything, you're bound to get a couple rapes. It wasn't like hundreds of them. It was like, what the fuck? He sunk himself by his interview, his very candid recent interview for this documentary. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous, and it really pissed me off that it was like that heavy metal and hard music got the lion's share of the blame on this, on this thing. It was it's a very interesting piece, but it's incredibly slanted and biased.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. So yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious to see what other people think about that.
Look, I want to watch it. I mean,
it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah. No, I really want to see it. I have to say that I'm kind of getting tired of this weird. Like, I always thought I was a classical liberal, a left-leaning classical liberal, and no, I did. I used to think that.
Sure.
And what I find very interesting is I am disappointed in the lack of intellectual rigor amongst many people these days. And the idea that look, here I'm doubly screwed because I was adopted into a Jewish family. So I'm a white middle-class male that's also Jewish, so I'm doubly hated.
Own it.
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
I do. And let me just tell you, can I just say, I am waiting for the Zog, the Zionist-occupied government, the protocols of the elders of Zion. My entire life, all the people that hate Jews, I'm like, fuck. Where are the goddamn Jewish conspirators? Please bring me into your fold. I'm a stealth Jew. I can infiltrate white power organizations. Please give me some money. Just come on, make me rich. Let me infiltrate whatever you want me to do. I've got a platform on YouTube. I just want to help. I want to join the Zog world order. I am waiting, goddammit. And then on the other hand, I realize that, oh, I get it. Antarctica is melting. You don't want to run the world anymore. You're hunkering down with everyone else in New Zealand. Like, I get it.
Hoping, but when
my time's out. Like, I'm waiting. Like, you know what, Dave? I'll tell you something. I read a lot of horror novels.
You do?
I love dark fantasy. And one of the things about dark fantasy novels that I always find interesting is, there's always some great evil, and there's always our human characters. And why I love dark fantasy, it's a very moral genre where humanity steps up and triumphs at the end.
Sure.
And here's the thing. There's always some villain, let's call it even Satan himself. Like, Satan's going to try and take over the world. And my question's like, what are you going to do when you do that? Like, I want to watch the story that happens after Satan conquers the world and humanity is finished. I mean, what's he going to do? Like, are people going to bitch about plumbing? And is Satan going to be like, look, I'm sorry it's backed up. You're going to see somebody going, listen, Satan, let me just tell you something. I've waited 3 weeks for somebody to come fix my goddamn pipes. It is your fault. You've taken over the world, and now you are, what the hell? And I want to see some great evil dealing with our society after it's fallen. Like, after, what are we going to, what would they do?
Rob, you know what? Write it. You want to see it?
Oh, Dave.
Write it.
It's funny
Rob.
that you say that.
I know.
I'm doing the very thing.
Yeah, that's good.
But it's like all the great. I wish every great world conspiracy. First of all, I think it would be awesome if the world was flat. I think it'd be great if Stanley Kubrick actually staged the moon landing.
I think the world being flat would be awesome because I want to meet the people on the underside.
Dude, I do too. And by the way, I want to play a Yes album as my ship, is close to the edge.
That's not metal.
Dude, it's prog rock. It's kind of metal.
No,
and by the way, on a metal show,
Rob, it's got to be Journey.
Why do you have to go there, Dave? Why do you have to be that way? Why do you have to
guys,
bring that up?
I don't know if you all remember, but Rob hates the band Journey.
But I love Yes.
He likes all the states. He likes Nebraska and Kansas and Alabama and all those bands, but he hates Journey.
Dude, Dust in the Wind, classic. Come on. I've never even been to Kansas, but I know that song's a classic. I don't understand why everyone, oh, Sherry, whatever.
No, that was Steve Perry's solo album.
Okay, whatever.
Dumbass.
It's still Steve Perry, whatever. I don't care.
That was his solo album. Oh, Sherry was his solo album. That doesn't count.
I mean, the lead singer of Journey, everyone loves. I mean, he sang "Oh Sherry," like Sherry's a girl you date during the summer. She's not the love of your life.
Not back in those days.
Just saying.
Sherry was a hip name. Hip lady.
Have you ever dated
a Sherry?
I see what you did there. She was a hip lady. I know. I saw that. Right. I get that. Have you ever dated a girl named Sherry?
Unfortunately not. I keep looking, but you know what?
The only date is Sherry O'Terry. You date her. But come on.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. She's very funny. But
hey, you know what, Dave? You know what? I know. I wouldn't either. I mean, maybe I would.
Maybe. Well, you probably would. If you were single, maybe.
Yeah, I can't date anyone else. But I mean, look, when we talk about that, these are hypothetical situations.
The thing is, you know why, guys? You know why Rob passed out last week? Because he's got a ball and chain and he couldn't move.
Okay, that's not fair, Dave. I mean, I got the ace. I got the arbiter of cinematic excellence.
All I'm saying is that she's
enchantress of entertainment.
No, this is not absolutely not a knock on Elizabeth, who is one of the most charming, intelligent, very talented ladies that I have ever had the pleasure of meeting.
Ladies.
But she has got you wrapped around her finger.
Oh my God, as long as it's up my ass. I mean, come on, Dave. What are you saying? What are you saying?
I'm saying you're in love.
Oh, that's an LL Cool J song.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's true.
Hey, let's do this right now. Let's hit some super chats for a second.
What Mama said knock you out super chats? Oh wait, you want me to jump in and talk about them?
Let's do that. I'm keeping you on track here, baby.
Okay, Dalton, kind of like Rick Dalton says, first and foremost, I fucking love this show. I was wondering if either of you gentlemen are interested. Oh, this is a good question, Dave. By the way, let me just say, Dalton is bringing up here perhaps the most metal event of the 21st century. And let me go back. Dalton is a man. I should bequeath him for asking this question some kind of an honor, because by God, Dalton, you, sir, deserve an award for this one. Dave?
Yes.
Here's what Dalton says.
Bring it on.
First and foremost, I fucking love this show.
I like where this is going.
I was wondering if either of you gentlemen are interested in, wait for it, Phil Tippett's Mad God. Looks gnarly and metal. He says metal as hell. I would say Mad God looks metal as fuck. For those of you who don't know, Phil Tippett, Starship Troopers, RoboCop, animator, Empire Strikes Back. Phil Tippett, he inherited Willis O'Brien, Ray Harryhausen, Phil Tippett.
Yes.
He has been working...
Stop motion king.
He's been working for 30 years on a movie called Metal God.
No, Mad God.
Oh, did I say Mad God? Metal. Yeah, I said metal because it's metal. It's Mad God, but it's fucking metal. If you have not seen the trailer, don't leave now. But, Dave, let me ask you, What did you think of the recently released Mad God trailer?
You know, I can't wait. I mean, I saw months ago a report about this movie coming, and that he's been working on it for so long, and so it was on my radar. But when the trailer got released, it was
Bruh.
like,
Bruh.
the thing is, we haven't gotten anything like this, something that is so unique by uh, a mad genius,
Yeah.
and that's
Who
really
basically
exciting.
did it himself.
Right. Well, no, he had a crew. He got, I think he had students and everything else
Yeah, but
help
he
him. It was
he
really
made the
awesome. But
characters himself, and
that was the thing. This is this guy's pure vision, and I think
dude,
it's
it is
so exciting because
uncut Peruvian Phil Tippett.
that's right. We don't get this stuff that often anymore. We used to get it a lot more. We used to get
Yeah.
these things that just came out of nowhere, that weren't based on an IP, that were just what they were. They came out of these people's brains, and it was
Yeah.
all their passion thrown in. And obviously, for 30 years, this is a fucking passion, which is amazing.
Dude, and the scope of it, the vision. Oh my god.
Again, it's like it's like seeing something just the glimpses of it, like something you've really never seen before, or at least like pulled out of the pages of Heavy Metal magazine.
Jesus Christ, dude. I watched the trailer, I'm like, oh my god. I mean, you know what's funny? It doesn't even have to have a plot. I would watch the imagery in that trailer for 2 hours and be completely satisfied.
I'm really hoping. I'm really hoping it is just the story and everything else is just as astounding. But again, it almost wouldn't matter because the visuals are so, and we all have those movies that we love that are just visual feasts. But it's like they might be dumb as bricks. I'm not saying that this.
I don't think this is.
I have no idea, but I cannot wait.
I know I can't either. I can't. Cinema Gulp
Mm.
says Fremen from Ween solo album is metal as fuck. And thanks for the retweet. Retweet, Rob. You really helped us out with the subs, sir. You are the man. Thanks for helping out the little guys. Dave, happy session 9 20th. Now let me just say, Cinema Gulp, I have to say, I Cinema Gulp is a YouTube channel, which, by the way, all of you should subscribe to. They've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And they're a small channel that deserves thousands of more subscribers. They do a great job. Those guys are great. And it's interesting to me how some channels, if people don't know who you are, that you don't get subscribers. And I that was not my experience, but Cinema Gulp is a channel. Can I just say, every one of you right now, just go there, go to Cinema Gulp, go to YouTube, Cinema Gulp. That's what I say, Cinema Gulp. Go to Cinema Gulp, go to their channel, just subscribe, like, hit that. See, I don't even say it about my own channel, but I will tell you this: go to Cinema Gulp, subscribe, like, hit the notification button. Start interacting because it's a great channel. Look at their shit; it's good. It speaks for itself.
Awesome.
So there you go.
I'll be happy that you do.
So Dave,
but
Dave,
when you go
happy
back,
session 9 20th. What's up with that, bruh?
dude? I was lucky enough when Scream Factory finally put the movie out on Blu-ray. I did the hour or the feature length, almost feature length documentary about Session 9.
You don't say.
I do say, and I'm very proud of that one because it's a fascinating movie that it's nice because every time that people bring it up and it's revisited, it gains more and more traction as being really one of the most unnerving movies to come out in 20 years. And it's Brad Anderson is the real deal, man, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I like this stuff a lot, and
Big fan.
super talented guy. And I recommend anyone who likes scary, really get under your skin horror, especially the location that they shot in, which is
He did The Mechanic too.
He did, which The Machinist.
Pardon me, that's what I said.
The Machinist, which is
I said The
film.
Machinist.
Yeah, you did. The Machinist is what you were saying.
It's machismo, The Machinist.
But yeah, and I'm telling you, it's boy, Session 9 is it's a beautiful movie, and it's one of these things that it's one of those things that the more times you watch it, it reveals even more and more.
Oh
And you're
yeah.
just like, fuck, all right. And the stories that the crew people tell on the documentary are terrifying in their own right. I mean, this fucking movie in this location, it was like crazy, 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 crazy. Yeah. So thanks. Yes,
That was from
thanks
Cinema.
yeah, thanks. Thank you for the plug. But everyone should check that one out. Everyone
Okay.
should check that out.
I have to say, somebody new that I don't recognize. Now, normally I would say that like Tom Jr. Jackson is trolling me with this one, but I'm going to assume that now I'm going to kill this last name, Yash, Yash, Yash Srivastava. Yash Srivastava, which, by the way, might be one of the coolest names I've ever heard. Josh asks this question of me, and you, Dave, but of me in particular.
Yes.
What is your favorite William Friedkin movie, except The Exorcist? Mine is To Live and Die in L.A. William Peterson and Willem Dafoe, very underrated. Okay, Yash. Now, you're new around these parts.
You're just setting us up.
You're setting the table. You're new around these parts. I understand. I get it. First of all, I want to say thank you for supporting the channel. As everyone here knows, I mean, I have 5 different copies of To Live and Die in L.A. in HD, and now Kino Lorber is releasing it in 4K. In my bedroom, I have a Polish movie poster for To Live and Die in L.A. I was there opening night in October, or maybe first week in November. I think it was. I went to the King Cinema, and I saw To Live and Die in L.A. I drove 70 miles from my college to see it. Yes, other than The Exorcist, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, my second favorite William Friedkin film is indeed To Live and Die in L.A. If you want me to recite it, post 3, I got to shake. If you want me to I can do every line of dialogue from that film. My love of To Live and Die in L.A., I mean, let me just tell you, I would give To Live and Die in L.A. a rusty trombone. That's how much I love it.
And if you wait till after 3, he will perform the entire movie for you.
Yes, I will. So, Yash, first of all, I want to thank you for supporting the channel. Second of all, it's funny because, people come, you don't expect, you can't know what they know about you. But
sure.
People, I mean, everyone has been trolling me all week on Twitter. They're like, Rob, did you know that Kino Lorber is releasing To Live and Die in LA in 4K? Which I love. I love all of you for saying that.
That's pretty funny.
Dave, do you like To Live and Die in LA?
I do, but it's not my favorite Friedkin. It's not yours either. You just said The Exorcist was.
Yes. Okay. Here's the thing. If you want,
if you can't pick The Exorcist,
to me, it's to be honest, it isn't even in my top 3 Friedkin films.
Okay, because Cruising would be there.
No, it wouldn't.
No. Well, okay.
No, but I think Cruising's number 5.
See, for me, I would say Sorcerer.
Yeah, it's Exorcist, Sorcerer, French Connection, To Live and Die in L.A., and Cruising.
And the thing is, I would like to find a place for Killer Joe.
Oh, you know what? You know what? That's that. You know what? Killer Joe's my 5th. Cruising is below Killer Joe.
Yeah,
I love awesome. Killer Joe is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You know what? As a matter of fact, I might put Killer Joe above French Connection, actually.
Except that car chase, man.
I know, but
it does have but it does have the Killer Joe's got the KFC moment. So car chase,
dude,
KFC.
The whole
chase.
movie. I mean, Friedkin. I mean, that guy. First of all, William Friedkin is married to Sherry Lansing. I mean, even though he's like what 85 now.
Is he 85? Yeah. I think he might be. Yeah, and he's still kicking it, still
dude.
going,
If
man.
I won the lottery, I would fucking give him $50 million. I'd be like, Billy, Hurricane Billy, I don't care what the fuck you make, just make another movie. You know, if Clint Eastwood is making Cry Macho at 90 fucking 1, and by the way, congratulations to you, sir. A script that was written in the early 70s and turned into a novel. I mean, the story of that script alone is amazing, but my God, you're 91 and you're writing and directing movies. You know what? You know what that means, Dave? Let's nobody retire. Just keep making shit, man.
No, when you retire, you die, unless you're really rich.
Can you imagine? You're 71 years old and you think, I don't know, Dave, I think my life's over.
And you get another
and Clint was like, I'm 91, hold my beer. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, exactly. Amazing. Someone did bring up, we forgot a very important William Friedkin movie.
The Guardian?
Deal of the Century.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I can't go there, guys. Bug was also pretty great too.
Bug is great. By the way, both Bug and Killer Joe were written by the great playwright Tracy Letts, the great actor, who's married to Carrie Coon. So good on you, sir. I love Carrie Coon. Carrie Coon, to me, I have a huge crush on her, and she's like the woman you find everywhere who's also insanely hot.
There you go.
I know, right? I know.
That's pretty awesome.
Well, it's good for him.
Homo erectus says Eastwood is God. No, Eastwood is a mad god.
He is a mad god.
I'd say he's a mad god. Oh, Rampage. Yeah, there's Rampage 2, which was an interesting movie. But again, the Rampage and the Guardian. I think the Guardian was made for the wrong reasons. It was just like, oh, he's the Exorcist guy. Like, give him one.
Look, man, yeah,
and his appeasement of William Friedkin for doing the cut you never saw, The Exorcist, is just like, come on, man. I know he was doing it to appease Billy Friedkin, his friend Billy. But
Billy Friedkin was doing it to appease Billy
Blatty. Billy Blatty, yeah.
And
it was just like, holy shit.
That's fine.
No, it's terrible. It
shatters verisimilitude.
Yeah, the only good thing to come out of it, and it's still in the wrong place in the movie, was the spider walk scene, and it's too early on for anything like that.
No, I hate that. It shatters verisimilitude.
I agree.
It strains credulity.
As a moment on itself, kind of cool, but that's it. Just, you know what? Just all they should have done is, like, instead of put out a whole new movie with these stupid subliminal like flashes and shit like that, just put out that sequence. Just boom, there you go, guys. You always wanted to see it there. There's the sequence. But look, the movie stays as it is.
My favorite horror film of all time is The Exorcist, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time. The version you never saw, there's a reason why you didn't see it. And it's great that we have it. Like, it's not like I don't have like 8 copies of The Exorcist in my collection, but
there's almost, guys, you might be surprised about this. There's a lot of movies that he has like 8 versions of, or eight.
Okay, don't know. There's only a few. Exorcist, Gladiator, Star Wars, To Live and Die in L.A., Almost Famous. You don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
And I know people like, why do you have Rob? Why do you have all these different versions of the film? Like,
because he loves
it. Look, I can't justify it.
How many Clockwork Oranges have you pre-ordered?
3.
3.
3. Yeah.
3. 3. 3 of the same movie in 4K, the same transfer and everything else, but
different packaging.
He's buying it for the packaging, folks. But you know what? More power to you.
Hey, look, dude. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna. I will freely admit, it's ridiculous, and you know what's even more ridiculous? I look over here in the observatory. I'm like looking at a corridor full of literally thousands of movies.
I mean, he's got a video store right off camera.
And I think to myself, I'm like, 80 to 90% of what I have, no one cares.
And you might not
Nobody
even
cares.
and you might not even watch 80% of it. You probably wouldn't watch.
Well, I mean, what's great is I'm waiting for the time when I'm diagnosed with some terminal cancer, and I'm like, oh, I can finally talk about being morbid. I can finally sit down and start from A and watch. I'll spend every day,
Jesus
it'll be
Christ.
great.
This is
People will be
very
sympathetic.
cheery. Yeah, this is awesome. This is really cheery.
Come
When I
on,
have
dude.
terminal-
Dude,
when I have terminal cancer.
Fuck yeah, man. Because you know what's going to help me hang on? I'm going to hang on. I'm going to be going through, I'll be doing chemo, and I'm like, I got to the C's today.
But I
Not
will
the
say,
big C. I've got to, like, my C's and my, oh, can I just tell you? Well, I was going to save it to tomorrow. Maybe I won't.
Okay. Well, yeah, save it for tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I will share. When my mom was sick and when she was at the end and everything, very much like what you said. We played movies nonstop.
Right? Got to catch up.
No, it was all old movies. It was all her favorite movies.
Of course,
and,
yeah.
And it was like, because we were just thinking, it's like, well, she's not conscious, but I bet she can hear it. And she did, even being sedated, she did react to certain movies.
Yeah.
So I get it. I believe me, I would want, my favorite music playing and my favorite movies going round 24/7. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I mean, and by the way, talking about morbid, like we're here, like midnight metal. Here's the thing. Dave, we're supposed to be raging against the dying of the light.
Well, we will rage.
Come on, but it's Depeche Mode. Death is everywhere. There are flies on the windscreen.
Pump those brakes. Depressed Mode is not metal.
Come on, dude. Depressed Mode. Yeah, man. Come on, man.
It's not metal at all. And they would be offended they'd be offended if you call them metal.
Yes, they're not metal, but I would say that Dave Gahan.
But talking about death is metal. Look,
yeah, they made a movie called Black Celebration. Let's have a black celebration tonight. Oh God, it's raining, but I'm
gonna
dude. I'm such an '80s guy. What can I say? I know you're like, what are you saying, Rob? What's going on?
Drop Air. That is the skull behind me is literally just something from Target that lights up. It's unfortunately not a Day of the Dead thing.
Hang on one second. Eric White sends in a tip and says,
"Yes,
hi guys, just wondering, what did you think Shatner makes for a day at the Star Trek convention? It's $198 plus a ticket to get your pic taken with him. He must be backing up the Brinks truck." Well, Eric.
You know what? You answer this question because I have a no Star Trek policy, and I had a really bad experience with Shatner. So yeah. I'm going to let you take this over while I refill and
drain the main vein. Okay, well, Dave, I'll wait till you come back. I will answer this question, Eric. So, as many people know, I worked with William Shatner 20 years ago. His daily rate, and it's gauche to talk about what people make, on our movie, it was $50,000 a day. That was his rate. And when people go, when you're at a certain level in your profession, you get what you get. And the idea is Shatner's 90 years old. And, he flies out, and if you're going to take your picture with him, you got bragging rights for the rest of the world, or rest of the time on planet Earth. $198 is cheap. And Creation might pay him for his day. Well, they might pay him $50,000, 25, 50, I don't know. Is it worth it? I mean, the fact is you're William fucking Shatner. So, Eric, I mean, I would say this. Gots to get paid, G. If you're 91 and you have a career, the idea that you owe anybody anything is not right. And I would say he should make as much money as he can. And by the way, I don't. You know what? Even me, even I've worked with him. I never sat down with Bill Shatner. I don't. I directed a movie that he stars in, but I don't have one good shot of me like, hey, Bill. I don't have that. I don't have one of those things. And if someone said to me, Rob, how much would you pay to have a picture of you and William Shatner together? Well, what I do have is my father, who gave William Shatner a cigar on the set of Free Enterprise. There's a fucking phenomenal picture of my father as Dick the bartender, who gave one of his cigars to William Shatner, lighting William Shatner's cigar. And I will say, of all the family photographs I own in my life, I don't need a picture of me with William Shatner because I know I work with him. But that picture of my father lighting William Shatner's cigar, that was a cigar my dad gave him, is my favorite picture of my father of all time. So, are pictures worth money? I would say, yeah. Yeah, it matters if they're worth money to you. So I would say...
Oh, yeah, the memories alone, of course.
And Shatner, he's 90 years old. They should back up the Brinks truck.
And believe me, bad experience with Shatner alone. The bottom line is it wasn't his fault. The thing is, in the 90s, or it was the 90s or early 2000s, William Shatner directed this movie called Grim Lake. I was hired on as the editor. And the thing was, I was honestly just not skilled enough as an editor to be editing this movie, but they put me on and everything. So understandably, when he came and looked at the first cut of it, he was a little mortified and let everyone know, and kind of let me know. But again, why would this guy suffer fools? So it really isn't his fault. And the thing is, I'll never be in love with Star Trek. It will never be an influence the way it was for Rob. But the thing is this: I respect William Shatner completely because of his career, what he's done. He's done so much for charity. I love the fact that he's a horseman.
An equestrian.
Yes, I like horseman. It sounds more, not so erudite, Rob. So he had absolutely every right, but it was just it just wasn't a great experience, and I felt really bad. I felt really bad about it because I knew I let this icon, down. But there we go. But yeah, so but live and learn, man. That's what this whole crazy fucking trip is about, man. We're living and learning.
Yeah, dude.
And
that's fucking metal, dude.
That's right. But luckily, I've had experiences like Rob has had with my heroes, with the people that have really influenced me. So it's very good. In fact, I would say.
By the way, Dave, we're lucky in that way. I mean, how many people can say that? Like,
oh my God, no. I mean, the fact that so many of the heroes that I've met have now passed. To be able to have, and the nice thing is to be able to have one-on-one, experiences and discussions and talks with these people has been just, absolutely fantastic. And the thing is, I always say this too, and this is sort of getting into the topic that we're talking about a little bit.
What topic was that?
We're talking about social media and how social, and
we're getting there. We're in our roundabout way,
Yes, we are, and I'm going to circle into it because
it's coming.
I don't have a lot of photos of these experiences and these encounters because and I've said this before. When I was more active on social media, I don't have pictures of a lot of the great moments in my life because I was living them.
Yes. Dave, God bless you, sir. I think there is no...
And thank God we don't have some photos of the experiences that you and I have had.
Yeah, but on some websites they would be much sought after.
That's right.
But I would say this. I think you you just summed up something that I find very interesting about where we're at. Like we lived our lives. You know, we came up
Oh,
in the late '80s, early '90s. I was trying to explain to somebody the other day just how much fun. I mean, living. I have to say, I moved to LA in on June. I arrived here June 4th, 1988.
it's funny.
Which
I don't even remember the date that I moved
oh
here
I
permanently. I don't, but it was. I think it was July. It was definitely the summer of '91.
well you know I came down here to go to USC, and I didn't know much about LA. All I knew is that I wanted to live close to Westwood because of the movie theaters.
See, that's funny.
I mean,
My attraction to LA was always like I remember the first time that I was like, oh, I want to live there. And I was at my grandparents' place in Syracuse, New York. And my aunt and a couple of my relatives from Syracuse had gone to Universal Studios and they showed me photos. And when I saw those, I was like, that's where I want to go. That's
yeah,
where I want to be there. Wherever this is, I want to be there.
yeah.
So yeah, but it's interesting because we are, and I'm sure many of the people watching are, and this is the thing. And this topic is really, I really do want to hear from people watching too, because
And by the way, we will bring on people.
yeah,
You viewers don't think we're just going to pontificate. We're going to bring you guys on. We're going to
yeah.
bring people on to talk
And this
about
is not this is not a bunch of two old crabby guys like complaining about social media. That's not what this is about. But
Fuck no, dude.
no, we've lived in the before and the after. So it's been interesting to be able
The
to
before
see it.
times.
The before,
Mrs. Walker.
But the thing is,
Beyond Thunderdome, dude.
that's right. I know who Captain Walker is.
Captain Walker, Mrs. Walker. I love that movie. It gets better.
I do too. I mean, oh my god. Well, I love it. But yeah, because you know what? For me, it was just as soon as One of the Living kicked in, and the thing is,
Oh my god!
when they put that song out,
Because you're one of the
but
that
again,
song
but it's not the
rules.
But the thing is, the album version is not the movie mix, and that's what pisses me off.
Dude, the movie mix is
It's
the
so much
dopest
better.
shit ever.
It's so much more metal. And you know what?
I
Auntie
mean-
Entity is super metal. I mean,
Oh
everything
my
she
god!
wears
Oh,
is metal.
Tina Turner, the most. I mean, Auntie Entity is the most metal shit ever. You're just a raggedy man. Come on.
Amazing. Amazing.
I love the tangents this show takes.
It's great. Boy,
Fuck yeah.
so that I saw
Dude,
that in the theater.
I dare say, fucking metal, dude. Fucking metal, yeah. Anyway,
Ladies
go ahead.
and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Dying
times
times here. So good.
Amazing. Where's that guy now?
Dude,
Where's that actor?
Dr. Dealgood.
Oh,
I mean, come on. Does anyone have any better character names than fucking George Miller when he writes his scripts? I mean,
No.
give me a fucking break.
no.
And Morton Joe? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But so Rob and I were talking earlier today about like, what are we going to talk about? And I was thinking about this. And the thing is, I started thinking about social media and the good and bad of it. And what it has done for us, and specifically in fandom, and not just with movies, but with music. And I was thinking about how does everyone feel about like when we started get on the internet, and then you got Napster, and that in a lot of ways, kind of, I mean, perceptions were that it killed the record industry, you know, in a lot of ways, and it did in the sense that, you know, now bands are not looking for sales. I mean, if they get them, it's kind of amazing. And
Amazing,
there are still artists who do. But when that happened, it wiped out so many bands because now all they can depend on is touring.
Right.
really. I mean, there's always going to be the diehards who do, of course,
Well,
buy
Dave,
music.
Dave, I would add to that that's what's happening to filmmakers too.
Yes,
I
well, and
I
and
I I mean,
it changed filmmaking as well with
I
I mean, not to bitch and moan, but with the piracy thing. Once people could, when movies started posting online, I mean, that's the thing. The reality is this, when a movie comes out, like, I mean, you guys talked about it on Campia's show too. When Black Widow premiered on Disney, there were people somewhere in the world who managed to rip that sucker off
of
off the
course,
screen,
and
and
then the
it's
next day it was being sold on street corners in China.
right in high def quality.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
So I mean, that's the thing. It's and the thing is, so now what we get is we get these giant tentpole movies that are strictly for theaters, at least before COVID, as everyone knows. It was like giant temples or tiny little movies, and the tiny little movies are always struggling and fighting out. And the thing is, you get people like, people who I would consider, our bread and butter, the Roger Cormans of the world and everything. I mean, granted, Roger Corman's like 92, so but still, but this was, and Charlie Band,
But
their budgets consistently get smaller and smaller and smaller because their profit is dead now. And the
yeah,
thing is, when you're an independent filmmaker and you don't get any sort of theatrical, well, then Netflix is not going to offer you that much, or any of the streaming services is not going to
no,
offer
you're
you that much for
fucked.
your movie. So that's the thing. And I'm like, well, how do you make any money, especially if you are a small independent?
Well,
How do you
Dave.
make money? And the thing is, I don't know if you can.
Well, I have to say, our mutual friend Darren Scott once said something that I thought was brilliant. He said, "So let me just say, Darren Scott, our friend who has directed a lot of movies, he produced Menace to Society.
Yes.
That Criterion announced is coming out on 4K, which is amazing.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, it's amazing. But Darren said something to me that and by the way, Darren and I, Darren directed 8 episodes of Femme Fatales. I directed 5, a show that's going to get buried. But Darren said,
it's
oh,
probably
yeah,
it's probably out of print now.
oh man, Mark said,
I'm sure you can find it on YouTube, guys, which is
yeah, but
another
no,
thing.
he was like, no, I have to bury the show. But wow, because people want to fuck, and so we have to bury it. Whatever,
Right.
okay. But Darren said something to me that I've never, ever stopped thinking about. And Darren said, we've all become professional hobbyists.
Yeah, because
And
you don't make money doing
no,
it.
and I have to say,
on our level. is
no,
what I mean,
and I have to
It's
say,
very rare.
in the 90s, after Arcade, in 95, I went solo, and I became a professional editor and
Right.
post supervisor. And I worked on a lot of first-time directors' films. I specialized working with first-time directors who were usually their own producers. Movies no one ever saw. But, I would cut them and work with them, and I made good money. They appreciated what I did, but that was because no one had their own equipment.
Right.
You had to go to an edit bay.
Oh my God! At that time, and look, it's still expensive, but the industry standard, for those who care, because we're getting really boring here for a second. The industry standard is Avid. Now, the thing is, to buy and purchase an Avid is still a very expensive thing. But now, much like Premiere, that everyone can get and everything, you can just rent it basically per month.
The funny thing is like, I hate Premiere because Premiere was not designed to cut feature films.
Right.
Premiere was designed to cut TV shows and YouTube videos and all that shit.
Sure.
And you need functionality when you're making a film across the entire post-production spectrum. So, which is fine. But what I find interesting is that nowadays I watched this girl, Shelby Church. I don't know her. I have no particular affection for her. However, she was a YouTuber that did I've talked about it before, who did a show about how her videos make money. And she was a girl that started shooting her swim meets when she was 24. I discovered her. I mean, when she was 14, I discovered her at 24 because she somehow randomly popped up that she was talking about how much her videos make, and to me was, what does some 24-year-old girl have to teach me? Well, it turns out quite a
Quite a
lot,
bit. Yeah.
quite a lot, and Shelby Church, who, by the way, I don't know. I don't even know if I stood in front of her and said, "Hey," she'd be like, "Fuck off, old man." I mean, I don't know. But I would say what was really interesting was when I stumbled across her channel, it was like, click subscribe. I started watching her shit, and sometimes she's like, "Here's my favorite coffee houses in downtown LA," or whatever. Now I'm moving back home to Seattle. Whatever. But when she would do things like, let me break down how much my YouTube videos make, I'm like, this chick knows her shit. And she's been doing stuff for a long time. And at first, I would dismiss her. But I'm like, you know what? In our new world order, a young girl who's been on YouTube for 10 years knows way the fuck more than I do. And here's the thing. I'm like, I don't care if you're white, black, male, female, transgendered, binary. I don't give a fuck. What I want is honesty and information. And so Shelby Church, a girl I shouldn't even follow or whatever, stumbled across her YouTube channel, and I watched her shit, and I'm like, this chick knows what's up, man.
Well, it's crazy. We're living. I mean, again, and this is partly going into it, but what we're talking about is a little different but it's similar, but it's different because, again, now we have influencers who are getting agents and doing all the stuff that, look, you and I don't have agents or representation.
No.
And we bust our ass trying to make, just.
By the way, they would actually hinder what we do.
Right. But we try to just make, low budget, well, I'll speak for myself. Low budget, shitty movies. Not that I want them
shitty. They're low budget. We try and make them the best they can be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But perfect example. Just quickly, and I'm working on it. I'm trying. But when we're talking about salaries and stuff like that,
right?
Last week, I turned down. I walked away from a movie gig.
You did?
I did, and I know you would say it's crazy, but the thing is,
no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
But the thing is, what they were offering as far as paying me, with the amount of time and effort that was going to be, demanded, I make more working on reality shows in a week. In a week than what they were going to say pay to write the entire screenplay. And I was like, if I'm going to spend my time, and this is the thing that I've been, obviously since being on the show and you and I really engaging again and talking about making movies again and stuff, I'm like, if I am going to spend my spare time, because both you and I have jobs and we have to work to pay bills, just like all of you, it's going to be something that I really want to do. And not something that is watered down and compromised by a company that doesn't care.
Dave, I am with you 100%. And I think it's hard to convey to people how difficult it is to find, like, here's the thing. I mean, I love making movies. I mean,
there's nothing better for me than being on set.
And you and I, I think back to, and it's in the documentary, I think back to the very first day of The Hills Run Red. You directing, we finished early. We finished early. It's in my documentary, and everyone's like talking about how great it's going to be, and we finished early because you planned what you were doing.
But again, let's be but again, and the nice thing is, for people interested, this disc is available where you can watch every bit of my new show that is available basically on this thing.
Yeah, but my point is not to.
But what I want to say is, like, but again, the movie is a fine movie, but it is compromised. It's compromised on vision and everything else because, again, and this is part of the problem that I want to bring up, and I want to ask people what they think because, when we got inspired to want to get into this business, we weren't we were kids. It wasn't the 70s, and we didn't know about I didn't know about, at least I didn't know about Coppola and the whole movement of the auteurs of the 70s.
What?
After Easy Rider, I didn't know that shit. I was just like, I want to make movies. This is what I want to do. Right. What?
What?
Right here.
No,
so, but we were still inspired by an era that was run by studios that weren't bought up by corporations yet.
Yeah, they still employed auteurs. Like one guy,
it was like it's great. When you hear about movies that were made, it was like, well, I talked to one executive who then talked to the head of the studio, and that was it. On something like Hills Run Red, which was a low budget movie, we had to deal with not only 9 credited producers, but then we had, the thing is, I got so incensed.
There's only a few single card credited producers.
There's only one.
What?
I know.
Wait. No, there's 2 actually, I think.
Oh, there's 2?
Maybe.
Is there? I think there's only one single card.
Who might that be?
That would be you.
Oh my God!
Because everyone, you get what you negotiate.
Fuck. Yes. I didn't get paid ads, man. But,
Right. But here's the thing. They didn't have paid ads. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's why I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't argue for it. I know what I'm doing. Come on now.
But the thing is this, not only do we have to listen to those people, but then we got to this point where I was listening to some fucking post supervisor, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing in my editing room? And he got all incensed, and everyone was like, oh, whoa. I was like, who the fuck are you? It's all these people who I want to make movies, but you got to make
well,
it. So
we did have a friend of mine was one of our
piss on your parade. Oh no, Chuck Bender, amazing.
I'm not
talking about
CVB,
Chuck Bender.
college roommate.
Yeah, I'm not talking about him. He was great.
Amazing.
He was great. But other people. Anyway.
I know.
But the thing is, what I'm interested in now, and what I want to get into, and I really do want to get into it with people here too.
Did you bring your lube?
No.
Okay, well.
It's
intellectual lube.
Rob, I don't use lube. I'm way more into the shunt. And if anyone gets that, you're in the cool kids club.
Man, I got that box set. Come on.
That's right, because it's fucking beautiful. If you want to know just look up shunting, people. I swear to you, it's not scatological. It's not really dirty. It's just, it'll open your eyes a little bit.
No one will ever appreciate how much fun this stream is. No one will ever do it, Dave.
They will. They will. They get it. These are our people. But with social media, my thing is what I wanted to bring up and what I wanted to have a discussion about is what people thought about and some of these people have just grown up with it. That's been their lives. But again, now it seems like with movies specifically that we are getting fucking movies by committee, and not just movies by committee that are done in the company, but we're getting this influence of people from the outside, fans and fandom and people listening to what the fans are saying. And that's influencing the movies. And I'm wondering, do people think that's a good thing or a bad thing? Because when we grew up, we just got the movies, whatever they were, because they were
we were not in front of them.
Right.
Exactly. We didn't have the information. We didn't know.
Right. What we got was we got the information almost 3 months later when we would read magazines. And I look, a little nostalgic. I kind of miss those days because, again, and the magazines were careful. Fangoria was careful to keep the mystery alive. Now the thing is, you can find out so much about things. And then there's so many crazy theories. about, oh, this is going to happen in this movie and this and this and this and that and everything
Well,
else. There's 2-hour fucking distillations of a fucking trailer, and I'm like, guys, really? Why didn't you just wait and see the movie?
but
No, it seems like it's weird to me. It seems like, and I'm curious. It seems like everyone wants to know everything about a movie before they go and see it. And to me, I don't even want to watch a trailer to a movie that I want to see. I just want to go see it as blind as I can.
oh, bruh, I'm with you.
But I'm wondering, how do our viewers feel? What do they think about this? Is it a good thing or not? And then on top of that, and I think this is really important because it affects so much, and it affects so much that I have to jump back a couple of years after I make this point. The fan outcry. And it was what we were talking about with fan service too. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't with fans. Now, it appears, I'm not saying that it's true, but the ones who are vocal, the 300 or so, as we used to call it.
Wow. It's funny you bring that up. Why don't you explain what I love that? What is, Dave? What is the 300? Explain to the people at home what that is.
The 300, from my understanding, and Rob might have to correct me here a little bit.
Oh no, I think you got it. I just think
is that the voices that you hear most prominently online and in circles, either on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube, or one of these things. Out of all the people in the world, you hear the 300 people that are bitching and moaning, and that's it, because they live for that. What I wanted to jump back to a little bit here is there was a time, and I know these people know it, where people were like going, "Oh, look at this influencer. We got to cast him in our movie." And the thing is, it's like they always failed. There was never an influencer who made a movie that made a real blip. I mean, Logan Paul.
Are you telling me Paris Hilton just did not scratch the surface, Dave?
Paris Hilton was a quote-unquote influencer and stuff before some of this stuff happened. But, you get someone like Logan Paul who has a huge following.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And did movies and has appeared in movies. But the thing is this. There was a time when studios and everyone was like, well, what's their star meter? How many followers do they have? Perfect example. Ashton Kutcher, who has a huge following, was paid by Anchor Bay a huge amount of money to be in this movie called Spread. The movie bombed because you know what?
Because it was bad.
People following him didn't give a shit about that.
Of course.
They don't care. Those people follow people to know them. They don't want to see Logan Paul play a character. They want to see Logan Paul. It's the difference why Jackass is still popular, because those are those people. And most of the time, Johnny Knoxville movies aren't as successful, even though he's a pretty good fucking actor.
He actually is, yeah. But Dave, okay. So, by the way, we're gonna start bringing people on here.
We're bringing new people on that we haven't had on before, or what?
Yeah, well, Diesel Time, who made
what a fucking metal name, man,
dude. Wiener Kill. He made Wiener Kill. I don't.
We're not showing part 3, Diesel. I'm sorry.
We're
not doing that tonight.
No, but
here's a young filmmaker who is doing stuff.
Yeah, it's good. And
in the time of social.
By the way,
media,
I don't know where he is. I mean, he isn't here. So,
well,
Diesel Time, come back. I'll come back, and hopefully he'll be here. I mean, Tom Jr. Jackson.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's here too.
He's gonna have some insight.
Tom.
Oh.
Oh my God! So I'm gonna Tom, you're gonna come on, and Tom, of course. Hang on, Dave, talk for a minute while I bring Tom into our show.
You got it, but the point I'm trying to make, guys, is I'm not saying that social media is bad. I mean, but again, now we do have this interesting thing that has been prevalent and has come to the forefront. Like social media is really good for certain things. It's brought into light a lot of like shitty people who have done shitty things for way too long and gotten like canceled for it. And
Like us watching really bad movies.
no,
Okay, sorry.
but people that everyone knows who have done really shitty things. Sometimes it works and sticks, and sometimes it doesn't. Where you get a Bill Cosby who gets out of fucking jail.
Oh, mama, Oh,
Oh,
wait, you said sticks? What? I'm in fear for my life. Oh, sorry.
from the wrong side of
Of
the law. Hangman is
It's
coming
coming
down
down
from
from the
the
gallows,
gallows,
and
and
I
I
don't
don't
have
have
very
very
long.
long.
Ow! The jig is up, the news is out. By the way, let's welcome. Oh wait, Tom Jr. Jackson. I have not changed the lower third from last week. You are not the Richard.
So anyway,
No.
let me
Let me
let me
just.
continue.
You, Dave, finish. I just want
Yeah.
to mention Tom Jr. Jackson is here in the chat, and I am a douche, and I'm going to change his name so people know
There we
who,
go.
in fact, he is. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So what I was saying, and what I want to hear from other people too, is the other thing that is has come about, especially with fandom with music and with movies, is the pitchfork horde that comes on and bitches and moans because they didn't get what they want or anything. Instead of like, yeah, oh, you know who's watching right now? I'm just going to say this. I'm going to call him out. He's hiding. Jeffrey Reddick, the creator of Final Destination, is watching right now, and he told me not to sing. You know what? I'll sing, Jeff, because
By the way,
I've had to listen to you sing, and you know what? My singing is still better.
can I just
Love
say,
you, buddy.
first of all, can I just say, Jeffrey Reddick, I have never, ever had an experience with him that wasn't fun.
Oh my
Like
God.
that guy, you know what Jeffrey Reddick is? That guy is always smiling. I don't think Jeffrey Reddick has ever had a bad moment in his life. I'm sure he has, but you know the limited experience I've had with him, that guy. First of all, he's a very handsome man, but he's
He's a powerful man.
But he's always smiling. He's
Jeffrey
always-
Reddick is one of the pure delights in this business.
And by the way,
Nothing rattles him.
Jeffrey Reddick is now a director.
Yes. Don't look back.
Let's
Don't
celebrate
look
his
back.
film.
Yes.
Come on. And if he's in the chat, like I would say to him, that fucking guy is always smiling, and he's written some very lucrative films, and now he's directing. Do you know why? Because he didn't quit. He didn't give up.
Jeff is like, you know, in all the best ways, a cockroach after a nuclear fallout.
Well, perhaps I would rather
I
think.
said that in
I
all
would
the best
rather.
ways. No, he will.
I would
never
say
give
he's
up.
like the Tom Ford of horror.
Or
Like,
maybe he's like
I
Buzz
mean, my
Lightyear.
God, he dresses well, he's handsome, and smells good.
Maybe he is like Buzz Lightyear. Never give up. Oh, wait, not
Never-
Buzz Lightyear. No. The guy from Galaxy Quest. You know, never give up, never surrender. That's Jeffrey Reddick. That's Jeffrey Reddick.
Okay,
And the creator, the fucking creator of Final Destination, is here tonight, right now. And
I would
fucking
say,
metal.
Dude, that's so fucking metal. But I would also say this: we would be remiss if we did not say that it took him 20 fucking years to direct. I mean, he's a guy that stuck it out, man. Look, he had great success as a writer. He did not give up. He is still here. He fought his way, and finally,
and he's directing again.
Yeah, I know. And because he's good. He's literary. He understands what story means. And thank fucking God
Yes.
he's doing that. So
Thank God. Thank God.
now, that said, since I would love to bring him on the show, but we have Tom Jr. Jackson,
Yeah.
a foundational member of our community who, by the way, coined the phrase, "We are all goof people."
Oh, goddamn, dude. You're a legend.
I mean, I want to say, Tom,
Tom's a legend.
welcome to Midnight Metal, and it's a great privilege to have you. And I would ask you, how the fuck are you doing, Tom? And are you feeling fucking metal tonight?
I am so fucking metal.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah,
that's
you
great.
are. God
It's
damn
good.
it.
You're wearing a Ghostbuster shirt. You are fucking
Yeah.
metal. Is that
Today-
old? Is that old school Ghostbusters?
This is a new one.
Oh,
I think
but it's old school. It's
Yeah.
still the design is old school. It's still pure, but just
Yeah,
new.
man. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah. Today's my mom's birthday.
wow. How,
Yeah.
you know,
Happy
here's
birthday.
now, here's the thing. Here's, as I know, as all men know, you can never ask. There are two things you never ask a woman: her age or her weight.
Right.
Never do that.
No.
So I would
And
love
even
to.
if I were to tell you my mom's age, you go, okay. And then if I were to show you her picture, you'd be like, no way.
Yeah, I
Because
bet
she doesn't look her age,
Nope.
but she is one of the best. Well, she is one of the best moms because she's my mom, of course.
Okay, but I have to say, I mean, she's obviously crafted a wonderful son in you. Let me ask you this. It's your mom's birthday, and clearly, as any members of the PGS know, you know, your mother is an extraordinary woman. Let's imagine she's watching this broadcast right now. On her birthday, tell us, Tom Jr. Jackson, tell us what you love about your mom.
In the most metal way possible.
Yeah.
I love that my mom is a very determined person. She puts her heart out there. She is a CNA and she works in a nursing home. She's at work right now, working third shift.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and she works in a facility that is not only a nursing home, but also they take care of people with dementia as well.
Mm.
And she does a fantastic job at what she does. And you know, I just love her, you know, and she's been there for me since my last transplant, and I help her out. I helped her out when she had her hip replacement. So she is very metal.
Very literally metal.
Literally metal.
Literally metal. And you know what?
By the way,
you know what, Tom? I just gotta say, you know, Rob, you should probably hang out with his mom since you know you're close to dementia.
Hey, you know what? I would make sure Tom Jr. Jackson's mom has a good time, but I don't think that
with your
Tom.
dementia.
Come on, man. Let's be respectful, but I don't think Tom would be.
Hey, I'm being
like,
respectful to the mom.
look,
just
if
not
I'm gonna make
you.
Tom's coffee in the morning and flip his pancakes, he's gonna be like, "Rob, shouldn't you be on YouTube? Like, why are you here?"
Yeah,
Come
but
on, man.
you know, but here's the thing: Tom has definitely seen Free Enterprise, and he does not, at this point in your life, want to see you just wearing an apron with your ass hanging out, flipping pancakes.
Who? Come on, man.
I think the question would be, would Elizabeth be
does?
upset that you're here making my breakfast for me? I mean,
No,
is this the
no,
work we do
trust
now?
me, no, she'd be fine with it. It's like, oh, thank God he's out of the house.
Wow, wow.
This is-
I mean,
Rob, this is the sauce of the show, baby. Come on.
I understand that, but you know, here, first of all, Tom is being very respectful. I was looking to like create an emotional moment. I mean, Tom is a guy that shared so much of himself, and I would point out, Tom, you know, when we first started talking, I did not know that you had transplants. You know, I didn't know anything about that. I was just like, you like fucking Star Trek and shit. But
Yeah.
one of the great things about this channel is people share themselves, and they open up, and they tell me things that I don't know, and you certainly did.
Yeah.
And you've been a foundational member of this community. You've been somebody that has been. Look, man, you've said shit to me on Twitter. I'm like, I'm angry. I'm like, fuck. And then I'll read a tweet you sent me. I'm like, okay, I'll calm down. Tom said something nice. You don't know. Sometimes you say shit to me that I'm like, fuck. You've calmed me down and you've talked me off a ledge. You don't even know you did it, but you did.
Well, let me tell you this. To explain this, I was watching last week, and I go into my Facebook Messenger group. I'm like, is anybody watching this, Rob, right now? And we were all watching you, and I'm
What
like,
is this?
we're all
This
going,
was after
hey,
I was gone.
yeah,
Yeah,
Dave's
dude.
gone. It's just
I
Rob.
know.
And
Oh,
hey, doesn't he have like Let's Get Physical Media? And I'm like, I don't think he's doing it today.
No,
Like,
he
what do you
did.
mean? And we
I
all
did.
watched it. We watched that train wreck of just you going downhill. And I think what made it for us was the race to the bathroom. Let's see who gets back first. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna be interesting. And then it's like we're trying to get you to. We're like, well, who's gonna tell him? I don't know. Let's get Richard. Richard will tell Rob anything, and we get Richard on, and then Richard's trying to figure out a way to slip in. Hey, you got Let's Get Physical Media, but he did a great job. But you know what? We all have those days where, hey, I just want some sake and some whiskey and some soda.
it
Who
doesn't
knew they
mix
were going to
well.
have an effect? No,
Yeah, most of
I
us
mean,
don't have those days. That's the special part of
but
Rob.
Rob just had a
That's
good
Rob. That's the
time.
special part of Rob.
I
Rob had a
try and have
good time.
sometimes my good time, my mixing of good times doesn't mix well.
Rob.
And
Here's the thing, guys. Rob is drinking for all of you. If
right.
you can't, he's making up for all of you.
So make your donations now, and Rob will drink for you. Send
But
him
yeah,
the
you know what?
checks.
But that's the thing. You know what? So, not all of us, but a lot of us have those days. It's just
Yeah.
like fuck. You know,
I just do it live on YouTube.
Yeah. Black Philip Alvarez last night was saying, "Yeah, I'm just fucking winding down. I don't know if he's here tonight. I don't think he is. I don't think he made it tonight, and everything. And hopefully, he's having a good fucking time, whatever he's doing, even if it's in dreamland. I mean, I'm telling.
He's one of the best. He's a really.
Oh,
good guy.
I'm a huge Black Philip Alvarez fan. I am.
Yeah. I'm sort of the reason he has a Funko Pop addiction. He's got like over 156 pops now.
Okay.
By the way, I have
Tom-
to say, I got a letter. For those of you who don't know, I got a letter from BL Alley, eviscerating me, and I'm gonna read it tomorrow. Well, no, on Monday. I will read it on Monday.
Save it for prime time, baby.
Oh, I will,
That's
and
it, man.
it's amazing, and he's not wrong. But I'm like, where? I always loved BL Alley. Apparently, he doesn't like me very much.
You know what, guys?
What can you do?
I'll just say this.
In a
When you
world-
see Rob and I drinking green chartreuse, we are all drinking for you.
Oh my God.
I'm just telling you now.
Can I just talk about the first time I tried to bring you green chartreuse?
I know. We
So,
got
okay.
a bar to buy a bottle of this fucking shit,
Okay, so
which is now made famous in fucking Death Proof. Which
dude,
is really
I know.
funny.
But so we all read a book called Lost Souls by Poppy Zebright, who is transgender now. So I don't want to misgender them.
Right.
But at the time she wrote that book, Lost Souls, it's about vampires in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And if you read Lost Souls, it's fucking great. And
Did they turn that into a movie?
No, they
No,
don't.
no,
that's
no.
not the Winona Ryder movie.
no,
it is not.
no. But in the movie, everyone is drinking green chartreuse in the
And-
bars.
And Rob, very important.
Mm.
Who recommended to us that we read Poppy Zebright?
Dave, you should tell everyone who that was.
That would be Harlan Ellison in person told Rob and I to read Poppy Zebright.
That is exactly true.
Oh, I name dropped. Let me pick that up.
No,
Sorry,
no.
guys. Sorry.
It's true. It's absolutely true. And I yes. And I went to a convention with him later. But yeah. So to read this book, I had never had green chartreuse. One of the things if you read Poppy Z Bright's Lost Souls, you cannot come away with it and not want to drink green chartreuse.
She fetishizes it so much that
Not
you're just
she anymore.
Okay,
Her,
Poppy Z Bright.
They Poppy Bright.
They fetishize it so much that you're just curious, what does this taste like? And you know what? All I could say is it would be what I would think Pine Sol would taste like.
Well, it's kind of like Rumpelmitz, or it's like licorice liqueur. It's
like the worst kind of Jägermeister you could
yeah,
ever
it's
possibly drink.
yeah. And what's funny was I wanted to bring you some.
I know.
So I was in New Orleans. And I was in New Orleans. When was I? What, 95? Was it the 90s?
It was definitely, yeah. It must have been 90 because it was 94 was when we heard about it.
Yeah. So I went with Wayne Mogilewski. We went to
Good old Wayne.
Yeah, we went to
New
Mardi
Orleans.
Gras and New Orleans. And so I asked them. I actually bought like a shot of green chartreuse, and they gave it to me in a plastic container.
And
I didn't know.
Container.
They gave it to me in a plastic container. And I was bringing it back for you, man. I was bringing it back for you, and I thought it would be fine. So I put it in my pocket,
container.
And by the end of the night, the plastic was completely disintegrated, and it was a sludge. I'm like, well, apparently I can't bring Dave.
No, and God knows
green chartreuse from New Orleans.
And the thing is, when we finally got this bar called Lola's to actually get a bottle of it, and it was only for us. Like Rob and I were the only ones who would drink this
we were obsessed.
And we were the only ones who would drink this shit. And the thing is, we kept drinking it just because they got a bottle for us. So every time we would go back, we were like, well, guess we're going to have to have a...
And we're like, we're living in Poppy Z Bright's world.
Land. Yeah. Some of us more than others. Anyway, Tom,
yes. You haven't drank green chartreuse, have you?
No, actually, I've become hooked on this AHA, and I'm drinking strawberry and cucumber. And
okay. Now, let me tell you something. So, AHA is a sparkling water. Now, during the pandemic, I was addicted to their black cherry and coffee AHA. Those motherfuckers have discontinued that shit. I loved it so much. I loved AHA. I'm like, I have people write me, I'm the regional distributor. I'm like, okay, really? Regionally distribute coffee and fucking black cherry. Why did you discontinue that? Well, the answer is that I was probably the only person who loved it. I love AHA. Love it, Tom. You must love it too.
I was looking, and every time I go to the store, I look and see if they have that. And if one of these days if they have it, I'm sending you a case.
No,
a free case.
They don't. They don't. They discontinued it. You know why? Because no one in their right mind goes, oh yeah, black cherry and coffee. That sounds awesome.
Well, now they put caffeine in sparkling water. I'm like, it's not just called soda.
Bruh, I'm telling you, I loved it. Everyone else is like, no, only a middle-aged cis white guy would love this shit. I'm like, yes, that's true. Yes, I do. Please make more. And they don't. And I'm sad.
But again,
what to do. By the way, Dave.
Dave,
yes.
We have your question.
Oh, yes. Go, Tom.
Oh, wait. No, Rob, sorry. We have super chats. Let's take care
of it. No. We got Tom live. Before we get super chats, I mean,
but we'll get to them, guys.
We haven't actually jumped into the topic of tonight, and I think Tom is going to ask you, Dave, a question that might set us off.
Oh, sweet.
No pressure,
I thought
Tom.
Dave was going to ask me. I thought Dave was asking me the question, and that's why I was Dave.
Okay, Dave, ask.
Tom, what's your feeling about fandom and social media, and how do you feel about you know, we have, you know, Rob and I have our opinions on the pitchfork horde of faceless people who like to attack people in movies and everything else, and how it has, and how from the dawn of the the online generation, and how it has affected the things that we love. Do you think it's in a positive way or in a negative way?
Good question, Dave.
Yeah, that is a good question, and I think what it is that uh, people have gotten to the point now where, let's say, for a great example, let's use Star Wars as a great example for this. The Last Jedi came out. People were pissed at it. They didn't like it. They didn't like the way things were in it.
No.
And then Rise of Skywalker comes out, and then Last Jedi becomes the second coming of Christ. And it's like, wait a minute, no. You're gonna slam one thing, and then you see another thing, and you don't like it. You just can't go back and say, you know what, the other movie was really great instead. You know, it's. I think people have this way of looking at something. If you're enjoying it, that's great. But if someone doesn't like it, they will make sure you're on that same page with them, that you don't like it either, because your opinion becomes topic for something, and then it's like, no. I have to be right, not you, me. And it does cause a lot of friction.
Yeah.
And I think that it's kind of sad that people become. I mean, it's you want an opinion, have it. That's great, but don't slam someone for liking something that you might not like.
I mean, the thing
It's
is that I guess the difference is that people all people slammed everything beforehand. It was just that, you know, not everyone heard it, and the thing
right,
is, weren't the thing is everyone goes back to, if we're going to stay with Star Wars, everyone goes back to the original trilogy, the original
Yeah.
three movies that came out, which was a time without social media and hearing all the voices.
right,
And wasn't it the outcry of certain characters in Ryan Johnson's movie and then got shortchanged in The Rise of Skywalker because potentially of listening to fans? Whereas
right.
George Lucas got to make his original trilogy that everyone loves without this noise coming in.
Well,
Isn't
uh,
that isn't shouldn't the filmmakers just be allowed to make their fucking movie and not have to cater? Isn't what is Marvel doing? As much
Dave,
as I love Marvel movies, aren't they being influenced by the fans in a direct and potentially detrimental way by by listening to all these voices coming in and going, well, this is what we have to do? And maybe not Marvel, but other movies, other big tentpole movies
yeah,
are.
okay. Can I just say, Dave, this was the topic you brought up tonight to me.
Right.
And I have to say, I love this. And what I would like to know, starting with Tom, Junior Jackson, I would ask you the same question that Dave just, and all of you watching the show right now, because we will make this an open forum after Tom is done. We'll bring other people on. I would ask all of you to answer the question that Dave posed. You know, where are we at? Where are you at with your franchises? Do they matter? Are they well done? And if not, who cares? Or do you care? I mean, there's a lot you've asked, Dave, and I want to see it unpacked.
Yeah, me too.
And now that Tom's here, I would ask Tom, you've listened to what Dave said. What do you think about
Yeah.
it?
Um, I think he does have a point there. I think that it's originally started out word of mouth. Everything used to be word of mouth. Hey, you see this movie? It's a great movie. You know, go check it out. And if someone didn't like it, I didn't
Wasn't
like it.
Raiders of the Lost Ark word of mouth? in a way when it came out.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, it was because I saw it
I
two
didn't know
weeks.
what I didn't know what the
I
fuck the
saw
Ark
it.
of the Covenant was.
I love Lucas and Spielberg. That first trailer was, I didn't know what it was. I was like, what the fuck is this? I saw it 2 weeks before it opened at a public sneak with Excalibur. You had to watch Excalibur, and then when it was done, you watch Raiders.
Jesus Christ!
And
What a
it
great
was
fucking
like,
double feature.
yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. And but here's the thing, Dave. I didn't like Excalibur at that time. It was beyond me. I didn't, and so I was like, well, we have to go see Excalibur, which we did. But watching for the very first time, I mean, Raiders, I was like, I mean, what people forget, is at the time that Raiders was made, there was nothing analogous like it in any cinematic experience. It was new. It was different.
Brand new.
It was brand, and even though it was based on serials and all that.
The pulp stuff, but again, that
Oh
was
my
different.
God.
That was a
But-
different generation.
Yeah, and when you watched it, I mean, it updated everything. It was mean, surly, nasty, rude. Dudes got killed and smacked in the face and drove off cliffs. I mean, it was like, we will fucking kill you if you get in our way.
Oh,
Raiders
and then,
is
and
a
you're
perfect
coming off
movie.
the buzz of Excalibur.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I believe me. I was, look, I was way too young, and somehow I got to see Excalibur in the theater. I remember I was still in grade school, and I
Yeah.
remember I was with my friend Dan, and his dad brought us downtown and made sure we got tickets, and we saw Excalibur, and he didn't know it was an R-rated movie. And when we saw fucking Gabriel Byrne with Emma Jean Barman, we were like, "What the fuck is this?" And we were
Yeah,
amazed.
and like
We
full
were
suit of
amazed.
armor, like railing her. Like,
We
it
were,
was
we were
amazing.
we were amazed by this movie. So I can only imagine following that up with Raiders on the same day, like moments apart. Amazing.
Bruh. I mean, it
Amazing.
was mind blowing. And what was interesting was at the time, if you watch the original Raiders trailer, you really have no sense of what it's like to watch the movie, which I thought was weird. And it was because you don't know George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, they've teamed up. And I'm like, did they find an alien spaceship in the sand? Like, you don't know. Like, you're like, no, they didn't. But then you're supposed to be like, in ancient Egypt, these two people, I'm like, you guys fought or found aliens. Like, what are you doing here? Like, I can't believe that the two of you and Marcus, are like chilling out in Turkey because maybe you'll get onto the. And it's such a weird idea. I'm like, is it good? Is that what I want to see? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. By the way, Eric Kaz Graphics, the cheesemonger of the Burnettwork, says, "Did you see the Moon Knight costume? I loved it." Well, Kaz, I mean, for those of you who don't know, it's on my Instagram feed. They released a picture of Moon Knight. And I'm like, well, to me, I'm like, that shit's dope. Now, was it a real release or just a fun release? I don't know. But it looked good to me. Dave, did you see that?
Dude, I was so excited when you posted it. I was like, "Is this like Boss Logic's art? Is this like something?"
I
like
know,
that?
dude. No, it looked live to me. I was like, okay, this looks
You know,
legit.
and then I saw other people sort of like do other riffs on it and stuff. But if that's legit, it was like, I mean, you couldn't wish for anything more perfect for it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm like, okay.
And that's the thing. You and I share a love of Moon Knight.
Yeah.
And I always I have since when Neil Adams drew Moon Knight. I love the character.
Yeah, me too.
I'm super excited to see what they do. Look, Oscar Isaac is a cool fucking dude. I hope, like you, like as always, I hope it's great. I hope
Yeah,
it's fucking great.
Yeah, me too.
How about how they got Ethan Hawke? to come on the show.
I
No, that's
love that
great.
story. I love that Oscar Isaac sat down. He's like, "Hey man, I'm doing Moon Knight. You come be in it." I love that.
Okay.
And he's like, "Okay." But that's what's funny is, uh, while that's a great story, I love the fact that that's what happened. And one of the things people underestimate about Hollywood is when you have two people from very disparate skill sets, and they get together and they're like,
No,
"Hey man,
philosophies more
yeah,
likely. You
yeah,
wouldn't think that Ethan Hawke, but the thing is, guys, let's remember this. Ethan Hawke started with Explorers, and if you get the Shout Factory Special Edition,
which you
he-
did, Dave, you did."
I love Explorers. I love that movie, and he's interviewed recently on it.
Oh.
He thinks of that movie very fondly. So it's like this guy, he definitely. And never mind. Then he went and did Sinister, which is amazing. So it's just like, yes, a lot of the time he's a poet, he's an author, he's this world-class actor. He knows how to have fun. He knows how to enjoy things.
He works. He gets life, which is great.
Yeah, well, it's like it's a new adventure. Moon Knight's a new adventure for him. Why
Yep.
not? And he's being compensated, so it's like that's not a problem for him.
No,
But
and
again,
I
go
love
ahead.
the fact that Oscar Isaac actually asked him.
I love the
Said,
fact
"Hey,
that
man, I'm
that
doing
he
this
talked
thing,"
that he
and-
talked him into it. And it was like, yeah, you seem cool, or maybe they knew each other. It was like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
They were talking
You know.
about. I think they were talking about. Oh, I saw this movie of yours. I really liked it. Yeah, well, I saw this of yours. Hey, you want to come join Moon Knight? Okay.
Mhm.
yeah, that sounds good. I wanted to bring up with you guys both here, Midnight's Edge After Dark. Just mention in the comments that I might be missing the point on this whole social media thing, and I just it's like if you guys if you want to throw in the chat that I can bring up here, I just want to know. Not I'm not being combative. It's just like I'm just curious.
Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Just
Okay,
kidding.
Rob,
I'm sorry.
Rob's being combative because he
just
wants.
kidding.
It's not a show without Rob telling someone to go fuck
No,
themselves.
Right.
Come on.
God damn it.
Rob just wants pancakes. So
Well, actually, it's funny you mention that. Dave. I mean,
pancakes sound mighty good right now.
yeah, who doesn't?
Unfor-
Dave,
unfor-
who
but Rob-
doesn't want?
but-
I mean,
but-
in
but
real
Rob-
life, who doesn't
Rob-
want pancakes? Come on,
But
I
unfortunately,
do. I want them.
Rob,
Tom.
here's the thing.
I'm gonna fly there. We're gonna go get
Yeah,
pancakes.
but the problem is this, Rob. Right now we've
there a
lost
problem?
we've
Okay.
lost we've lost two establishments in Los Angeles that you and I have to mourn. One is Cafe 101, who had the best pancakes, and we've now
Well, they
lost,
did come back,
and then we've lost Greenblatt's.
dude. Oh, dude.
I know.
This
Okay,
is what I love
Dave,
about the
what-
PGS.
Why you gotta harsh my mellow? And Tom, why do you like the PGS? Because right now,
Because the
Dave has harshed
conversation-
my mellow.
I don't know. The conversation can go anywhere from movies to food to music. It is the greatest conversation on the internet.
Tom, you are way too nice. Thank you.
Well, stop, Tom. You are, and Tom is a foundational member of the PGS. That said, Dave, I think you need to explain. Like, Tom's on the East Coast; he doesn't know, and he's a very smart guy, but he'll never understand what you just described. He's like, I intellectually understand. I can read about it, but
Right,
Dave, tell people
So in
what
Los
the
Angeles,
fuck happened this week and why we lost. I mean, I just between you and I loved Greenblatt's Deli. I loved it. Loved it.
okay, so Cafe 101 was an institution that was in Hollywood that they shot people would be able
Swingers.
to see it. They shot Swingers in at the end, where he's a big boy and Vince Vaughn gets on the table and stuff like that. That's Cafe 101. and they had great breakfast, amazing
And
stuff.
people had industry meetings there. Everyone went to Cafe
Everyone.
101.
Everyone.
By the way, my favorite thing on their menu was their nut and honey milkshake, which
Not the pancakes.
was to
Ooh,
die.
that
Well,
sounds
that was
good.
good, but the nut and honey milkshake was to die for. Oh my god!
And then Greenblatt's was this place that has been around since 1926 on Sunset Boulevard. It is right next to the Comedy Store.
Yeah, it's
No, no, no,
it's
no,
the-
no, no.
no,
Not the
it-
Comedy Store. It's what is it? The Comedy Store is farther down. Is
Yeah.
the Improv? Is it the Improv?
yeah.
It's the Improv.
It's the apex of
Jewish deli.
Hollywood Sunset Boulevard. I mean, it was because hang on, it was across from the Virgin Megastore. It was
At the
before. It was before the Strip.
Right, but
I
the
mean-
thing is, it's been there since 1926.
Yeah,
It was
but you had to
a
walk
Jew-
upstairs. It was
It was a Jewish deli. It had pastries. It had the greatest
It was
pastrami sandwich
fucking
ever.
awesome. Oh
it had
my God.
it had this great, incredible selection of wine and everything. And it's been an institution in Los Angeles way before we were ever here.
Dude,
But
I
from we
mean,
were here.
After this show, when I get hammered, I'm like, I'm going to
going to
Greenblatt. I'm going
And
to go to
and
Greenblatt's,
the
man.
thing is, it was 24 hours. It was 24
Totally,
hours.
dude. It was. Let me just seriously, man. It
Before
was so
Rob
good.
would cozy up to a homeless person who would then put him up in a storage place under a car park, that's where Rob.
Oh my
would go
God!
to
Did I
Greenblatt.
tell that story?
No, I just.
Are you
did.
bringing that up?
No,
Wow!
I just-
Wow!
keep
That's a very good story, actually.
keep the mystery alive for now. We'll
Rob,
share
work
that
with the
another time.
homeless.
Rob supports the homeless very much so,
And you know what? Sometimes LA's homeless have supported me.
and they have. And they have. These are the stories that
Yep.
happen
When I-
in the,
when-
dirt,
when
in,
I
in
had
the dark,
12
dirty city.
When I had $1,200 in cash in my pocket,
And he
a
didn't take a
homeless
penny.
man saved my life.
Yeah, and didn't take a penny.
Nope.
That's how good this person was.
He wouldn't even. I offered I peeled off a hundy. He wouldn't take it.
Yeah. Oh, Rob, just so you know, also,
In a world.
can we got to
Okay.
clear something up here because
okay.
our friend Darren Scott has chimed in to me personally a couple times.
No.
He has.
Okay. In a
Do you-
world where Darren Scott. No, sorry.
You weren't really hating on Excalibur, were you?
Dude,
Uh-oh.
I love what. I love Excalibur. What are you talking about?
Okay, I just want
What
clues.
is the secret of the Grail?
I just wanted to clear it up
Whom does it serve?
because
says you by the
Darren
author.
was feeling like you were hating a little bit on Excalibur.
Okay, Darren. First of all, I love Darren. Darren, why the fuck would you ever think I'm hating on Excalibur? Come on, bruh.
Because you
My
said you
point.
hated
My
it when you
point.
first saw
My
it.
my point was that no. And perhaps I didn't convey it. Is that Raiders of the Lost Ark was screened publicly? I think 2 weeks before it opened, and I think they did that because even the trailer. If you go back and watch the original Raiders of the Lost Ark trailer on YouTube, it's a little like you'll ask yourself, what the fuck is this? Because you're led to believe there's spaceships in it because it's George Lucas and Steven Spielberg after his flop of 1941 have combined to you don't know what it is. And it's so I took me and my friends and I was not an Excalibur fan. But when Raiders started, the first 10 minutes were like, I mean, it blew us through the back of the theater.
So
We're like,
you're saying when you saw Excalibur that day, you weren't a fan?
well, no, I had already seen it. No, I was not. I didn't love it. No.
But now you do. You don't.
Yeah, no. But I would
I-
say no.
I'm
It's
going
a good.
I'm going to
it's-
save you here, Rob. You know why?
why
Do you know what I think is an incredibly underrated movie that people ignored because of the director?
Excalibur?
And no. And because I think of social media.
Oh my God, Dave.
And you might go, you're fucking crazy. but
No, I probably won't.
but I've shown this movie to people.
To Live and Die in L.A.
Guy Ritchie's King Arthur
Ooh,
is a
yes.
really cool fucking movie. And you know what? It's got Frazetta shit in it. And people for some reason, they got a Charlie Hunnam problem. But I really like that movie. I really like Guy Ritchie's King Arthur. There's a lot of really great stuff in
Sure.
that movie.
By
I
the
like
way, you're not
Antoine
you're not
Fuqua's.
the first to tell
And
me
it's
this.
amazing in 3D. Amazing in 3D.
Tom,
Yeah.
what
Your
do you
thoughts?
think? What do you think of Guy Ritchie's Robin Hood?
It's
Gladiator.
no.
What?
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
King Arthur.
I'm just
You-
kidding.
oh,
I'm just kidding.
you.
I'm just.
I
I'm
didn't know
just
that.
kidding.
Actually,
I'm just kidding.
I like
you.
Antoine Fuqua's King Arthur,
I know.
the
Wait.
one with Clive Owen.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
That one. I'm not as fresh on.
But
That's the more grounded, dirty, realistic version.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I do like
but
the other one though too.
You like Guy Ritchie's.
I it's fun. It's a fun movie.
It's fun, and there's Frazetta stuff in it. The whole ending is fucking Frazetta.
guys,
Shit.
guys, you don't have to convince me. I'm more interested in why you love it. I want to learn. Tell me. Oh my God. Why did this movie not be a hit? What do you think?
I really think that unfortunately, I think the thing is it was mismarketed. It was marketed as being a hip new version of King Arthur, and the thing is it is a total fantasy movie.
I know.
And done in Guy Ritchie style, so it's a very slick version of King Arthur, and it's a very different version of King Arthur. It's incredibly, in that sense. But the visual style of it, and I think the story was just a lot of fun. It was a very adventurous, fun movie that had a lot of like really great fantasy visuals in it.
Oh, now,
know.
Dave, I agree with you. Now, let me ask you, why do you think then it did not have mass commercial appeal? Why wasn't it a breakthrough hit?
Well,
Didn't it have Jamie Foxx in it too?
No, that's the Robin Hood thing with Taron Egerton.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That was the Robin Hood movie, which again, to me, that was sold as sort of, again, it was the problem of marketing, I think.
Yeah.
But this is sort of to my point now. Movies now get so little time to build anything and
agreed.
and market that they don't really get a chance. They get that one. You get that one first shot, and that's it. Especially for giant tentpole movies.
Well,
And the thing is, no one was. It's just like, oh, it's Guy Ritchie. He's just doing such a too fucking flashy type of shit that he does, and oh, it's Charlie Hunnam, and
Well,
and the thing is, they go, oh, Charlie Hunnam he was in Pacific Rim, but he was kind of like, eh. And the thing is, I started with my first experience with Charlie Hunnam was Sons of Anarchy, which I love. Now,
Sure.
granted, he's the backbone of that show, and I thought he grew amazingly into that part, but it took a while.
yeah, of course.
But
But
again,
Dave, let me ask you this. I mean, so at the end of the day, our desire is to make movies or television.
Yeah.
And we love the process. That's what we
Right.
like. We love the process. Now, even though, like, I have Tango Shalom coming out theatrically, a movie I produced, edited.
right.
I have not heard about this, Rob.
I know, but the point
Wait, what
is,
is it? What is
so but here's the thing. Work begets work. So in Hollywood, it doesn't even matter if anyone likes the movie or not. What matters is it got a theatrical release.
Well,
And
That's awesome.
when it becomes to a big tentpole, it does matter, because if you're not getting butts in the seat, and
no, you're right.
and to me, that is that's the marketing person's job.
No,
And the thing is,
of course.
what they didn't show in the trailers, with the exception of one giant elephant, they didn't show any of the fantasy elements that you would that are in the movie in the trailer. So
Hang
it
on.
didn't bring anyone in.
Are you talking about trailers? Just give me a minute. Wait.
Rabbi Yehuda, why do women wear scarves or wigs on their heads?
For respect.
My name is Viviana Nieves. What's yours?
The same way it is forbidden for a man to touch any woman other than one's wife.
Moshe, the children.
I had a dream.
Hashem told you to dance in a tango contest?
A Gentile dancing teacher wants to tango with you in the TV contest?
No, you're a lunatic!
You might find there's no need to touch this woman in tango.
How can I achieve my goal without sacrificing my sacred beliefs?
We're gonna kick him right out of the community.
I got big problems.
Big problems can be such big fun.
How do we convince people that a young, pretty shiksa dancing partner is just a young, pretty shiksa dancing partner?
She should be dressing very modestly. You cannot even touch her hair. You cannot even have eye contact with her. If I understand the communication from that dance tango, it's impossible.
Why are you hoping that he sins?
We've got work to do.
We should be praying that he doesn't sin.
I never had a best friend before!
Who is that?
You!
Oh my God. Okay. Thank you for indulging me. Let me just say, gents, that might be the most decidedly unmetal thing that happened since, well, last night on this show. And I would say to both of you, like, look, man, it ain't show friends, it's show business. So I worked on a film.
It's a very metal movie.
Rob,
You got Karina Smirnoff, who's beautiful.
I mean, her last name's Smirnoff.
Yeah,
There
well,
you go.
I know. But okay, Tom, please continue. Thank you.
No, wait, but I'll just say this. You know what the trailer's missing? Some singing mice, like in American Tale.
Well, Dave, I mean, it is
The Don
That
Bluth
is a nice
classic.
Oh, that is a deep cut there.
Yeah, I mean,
the Don Bluth classic. You're just
I-
missing a little bit of Russian Jewish mice.
I think you might be right. I mean, it's an indie spiritual quest family dance comedy fable, a Jewish indie spiritual quest family dance comedy fable. I think that perhaps, well, maybe Jewish mice might be what we need to take it over the edge. So
And then
yes,
they burst out singing, "There are no cats in America."
That's right. But you know what, Rob? Darren Scott said that trailer looked fun. So hey,
right there you go. And by the way, okay. Here's Dave. Here's Tom. Let me pose this question to you.
ooh, all right.
It's an existential question. So
I've
I've spent 5 years working on this, and I'll say it, fakakta little movie.
Ha.
You know, and I put my heart and soul into it.
Is fakakta Yiddish?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
No, I've worked very hard to make this film workable. You know, it's taken me 5 years. And the funny thing is the budget, I would never get rich. I would never get, like, no one's ever going to look at it and go, oh, we need to get that editor. They'll never look at it because of what it is. That said, I loved working on it. I've loved this. I've had such creative leeway. It's been so creatively gratifying, and the idea, I was like, this movie will never come out theatrically, never. And then they did, and I'm like, oh my God. So that's where I'm now. I just, I'm very proud of the cast and crew, and I would never have thought we'd be here right now today. It's insanity.
It's the little movie that could. It's getting all these awards. The things that you get at happening to this movie that no one was expecting, but it's great.
But yes,
and that's what
and
matters,
Tom,
that people are liking it.
I mean, thank you for that. But it's weird because no one they'll be like, you made a movie for like $1.3 million. I'm like, well, yeah, pretty much, and we need more money, but I have to do some visual effects footage. They find it, and the idea, my producer's like, well, at the end of the rope, they're like, we have to have more money now. I'm like, guys, why did you not have the film budgeted out before we start shooting? It's not rocket science. It's all the same. But they didn't know. So,
hey, here's the thing, Rob. The important thing to remember, and this is important for everyone watching to remember, if you're going to do anything, in your life, that
David, am I going to run screaming in terror for the next thing you say?
No. If you're going to do anything in this life, you should do it with love and passion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you do.
I love that.
Whatever the project is, you give your all to it. And the thing is, the only way to find fulfillment in anything you do. And the thing is, a lot of us do day-to-day jobs that are shitty.
Yeah.
But the only way to get through it, really, if you're going to do it with your passion. Otherwise, find that thing that's going to give you passion and try to make that your means of income and your career. And, I've had friends who have gotten out of the sort of corporate world recently, and they want to do like voiceover acting and everything else. And there have been a couple setbacks here and there that have made them question if it was the right decision. And I'm like, it absolutely is, because you've been in a soul-sucking job. And the thing is, if it's all about money, it's very difficult. And this life is already really...
Yeah.
Life is not easy. We all know this. We're going to have things that come up and obstacles that happen that we don't expect, that are going to challenge us every single fucking day. So I really hope that people can find the thing that they love. And, and if it's not with their job, then I get it. They have the things that we love, our fandom things, and they put themselves into that. I just hope to God that everyone has something, that thing, because if you don't, then life can be,
do you?
Life can be me, of course. Even when I'm editing reality show stuff, when I get in the zone and I'm editing that stuff,
I'm right there with you. Yeah,
I love it. It's fun. It's a different challenge every day. It's like, and it's like some days it's a fucking drag, but most of the time you get in the zone.
Okay.
At least it makes fun. At least it's fun, and I can get through the day.
Yeah.
I broke one of my friends with a reality show. I think it's called F-Boy Island.
I
mentioned it to her.
Can I just say that I read an article about Nikki Glaser and hosting it. So I said to Elizabeth, I said, hey, there's this new show. Let's watch it. And, oh my God. It both was horribly awful and delightful at the same time.
Yeah. My friend, she said that for women watching that show, you can learn what red flags in certain people are when
Yeah.
you want to date someone. But she found it fascinating. She'd come
Yes, it
back with
is.
these reports on what it was about to me. She goes, "You
All,
have to watch it."
all I can say is with my reality stuff, I've been very lucky. But it's funny. I've also been typecast. I primarily,
Dave, I've typecasted you as like a director of horror films.
yeah, but that's okay with films and stuff that I want to do. I'm happy to be typecast in that. It's funny though, because the reality is you get typecast in subcategories of even directing horror. It's like, oh well, he does slasher shit, so he can't do ghost stuff, or he can't do this, or he can't do that. Or
Like, oh my God, you do slasher movies. Dave, we wanted to meet with you, but you've only made 4 Friday the 13th movies that made lots of money. We're not sure if we want to work with you. What do you want to do? I'm like,
but it happens. It happens in all levels, because
I know.
When I'm editing reality show shit, most of the time what I end up editing is paranormal reality shows, ghost hunting shows, all this stuff. And they hire me to make things scary.
Yeah.
And
well, I know, right?
And the thing is,
isn't that weird though? Isn't that weird?
And most of the time, it's a lot of fucking work to make something scary for the viewing audience. But again, but the nice thing is when you get into the zone, it can be fun.
Yeah, and you're trying to do exactly the same thing you were doing with movies. It's just that, it's a very limited audience. So
right.
I mean, the world.
And the thing is like look at the director. John Carpenter said the same thing. George Romero fought his entire fucking career. It's like, oh, George, you can only direct zombie movies. It was like barely, it was a struggle for him to even make horror movies that were different.
Yep.
And the thing is, you know what, guys? You know what Romero really wanted to direct? The African Queen. He wanted to
I know.
I love that movie.
He wanted to do adventure movies. He wanted to do, all these things. I mean, Carpenter wanted to do Westerns at one time.
Kids.
It's like, but boom.
We need to go to bed. Oh,
really?
Is that not good?
Well,
we're calling it at 2:15 a.m. All right.
No, we're not. We're not. I'm just saying, I need to pee.
Oh,
well,
why don't you?
That's different than saying you need to
look,
go to bed, Rob.
Rob, it's your show. If you want to call it now, that's fine.
No, I don't. But
if you want to take a break, Tom and I can take this over. And
what I want to do is I want to like unzip my pants.
Well,
and feel my urethra and feel water coursing.
You should have gone during the Tango Shalom trailer.
Oh, come on now.
I did. That was the perfect time.
Say what you want. You make this all you want. So Dave, Tom, and all of you watching, my God, we have super chats, all kinds of things to get through. I just need to pee. And by the way, I will enjoy it. I will enjoy touching my manhood and feeling water course through, wishing I was bigger. But okay, don't we always?
Welcome to TMI with Robert Meyer Burnett.
Take a photo and bring it back to us.
What? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave my phone. No. I'm not, Dave.
It's the final frontier that you haven't shared with your audience.
Actually, you know what, Dave? Since you asked me, I'm totally going to take that picture. I am taking my phone. I am going to. So you and
Rob
Tom
doesn't do cocaine, and he doesn't do that. Come on. He doesn't.
Wait. Hang on. Yes, I do, and no, I don't have any. So my God, give me some. Wait, what?
He does not. Go pee. Go pee. Yeah. Tom and I got this for the couple minutes that you need to have our respite.
And then when Rob comes back, people will have dick pics with Robert Meyer Burnett.
By the way, you know what? I want everyone, all of you watching right now, send me dick pics, and I will put them on the show.
No.
No,
why not,
Rob,
Dave? Come on.
Well, if you're going to show them, it should be, it only makes sense to have it on This Is Physical Media.
No.
Yeah, because it's
Midnight Metal,
physical.
anything goes. No. I understand, like, if you're going to be literal about it, but the real question is, if you're going to send someone dick pics, make sure your dick is fucking spectacular.
Rob's
and I would
looking
say
for
this.
Rob's looking for dates. So
Nope, I'm not.
There you go.
I'm just saying. I mean, and by the way,
Just Rob,
don't
just go take a leak.
Oh my. Okay.
Just go. We got it. We're covered. We got it.
Are you sure, Dave?
I think we can handle a couple moments.
All right. I'll be back. Wait, hang on. Let me give you the.
He's just gonna keep going, guys, until he pisses himself. I mean, this is where we're at now.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna. What, Dave? No, I'm.
Rob, I like this. Rob's gonna bring back a picture of Dick Buckus. I like this. That's really good.
No. What I was gonna do is to give you and Tom a proper frame. That's really what I was trying to do. But okay. You guys. You know what? It's good. It's good if that's what you want to do. It's fine. I'm just trying to make it look good for you guys. Just so
it's okay. People like to look at the Rob Observatory while you're gone.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Oh,
yeah, I don't. It's not as good as it should be. Just saying.
That's right.
Okay, boys. Here's what I'm gonna do for you guys. I'm gonna Tom, Dave. Here's where you're at. You look at that, and that's Tom Jr. Jackson. I am gonna take a bit of a whizzer.
A relief.
Yeah.
We're tapping you out.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Yes.
I'll be back. Don't sell me out, boys.
I hope so, because I don't know how to turn this off. I can't.
Yeah, make me proud. So make me proud.
All right, guys. Now it's time. Let's bring these numbers up. Bring it up to 200, 250 and stuff until he comes back. And then just zoom right down. It's like craziness. So, all right. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that man just zoom out of there. You guys are missing it. It's just crazy.
He has to hold on to the sides of the shelf.
No, he's not bad at all. He just I get it. It's like, the thing is, this is kind of like, the good olden days of radio, except they had records to play where they could go take a quick respite before they had to come back. So, but this is a little different. Thank God he showed the trailer, which I know is so metal.
Right.
But yeah, but getting back to what's your experience with fandom and social media as far as when it affects movies, and has the sort of mob mentality affected you in any decision on movies, music, comics, any type of thing that you might be into, even video games, any type of thing where it's like, oh well, yeah, everyone's bitching and moaning about this. So
no, and I'll tell you why. Everybody goes into something with an expectation, like, oh, it's gonna look like this, and this guy's gonna come in and do this, and this one's gonna be here, and you're building up a hype in your head of something you think you're gonna see, and then when you don't see it, it's like, well, this movie sucks. I don't go see it. It's not gonna be like this. I go into things with no expectations. That way, I can just enjoy it. I want to see a movie to enjoy it, and if I don't like it, then I'll tell you, hey, I don't like it, but you see it, and if you like it, that's great. But
do you watch trailers? Do you watch the trailers? And do you watch discussions about the things before they come out?
I've started watching maybe teaser trailers, and that's it, because that way you're not getting the full story, and you're like, oh, okay, so this looks interesting, but you kind of know what it's about, but you don't, and yet you'll still be surprised.
So what's the thing right now? What's the thing that's coming soon that you're really anticipating?
I'm really excited for the new Ghostbusters.
Okay.
I'm really excited for. Actually, I just took my niece to on Friday to see Free Guy, and then I just read today, uh, actually yesterday, that Ryan Reynolds and the director confirmed that Disney wants a sequel already. They want a sequel. Yeah.
That's crazy. I've not gone to the theater. In fact, and this is kind of a shitty thing, but because of the shit that's going on here in LA and it's bad, I went to the theater a couple times recently.
Right.
One, I didn't enjoy it, and it reminded me because everyone, so many people were because of the pandemic and everything, we're so used to watching movies in their living room that they've only gotten worse. They've only started to treat the theater more like their living room, and it's geez, and the thing is, you can or looking at their phone, and talking on their phone and everything. And the thing is, if you ask them even nicely, they fucking threaten you. They're like, fuck you, I'll fucking kill you. I'll fucking kill you right now. And it's like they just don't care. So it's like, unfortunately, with the exception of a couple theaters, the theater experience here in LA is in a lot of ways kind of terrible. You get the retrospective theaters like the New Beverly here, where everyone respects like what it is and they're celebrating cinema. But you go to an AMC or anything like that, forget it. You never know what you're going to get. And right now it's like, unfortunately, it's just not worth it. And, it's interesting because a couple weeks ago, this movie that I really do want to see called The Green Knight came out.
Right.
Because I do love fantasy films as well as horror stuff. And, but they made this big thing of like only in theaters. Well, guess what?
And now they're doing it for one night.
A24 on August 18th is showing The Green Knight. You can buy it, but it's $20 to buy to watch the feed.
Right.
And I'm like, I think I can wait. And it sucks because when you legitimately here in LA, you go to a movie, it's going to be $20 basically, which is it's still kind of crazy.
Is that even for the matinees as well?
Yeah. Well, and the matinees are a little cheaper, but it's very difficult. And the last movie that I went to a theater and saw, which was in a Lemley, which here is a little more still art housey, was Nicolas Cage's movie Pig, which was fantastic and really unexpected because, unfortunately, most of the time, everyone goes, oh, Nicolas Cage is going to do some wacky thing and everything. And this movie reminds you that, oh, he's a real actor and he still has it. He still has all the fucking capabilities he's ever had that made him an Oscar-winning fucking actor. And it's a fascinating movie, but it's not going to be for everyone. And I love Nick Cage, and I will say that, Nick Cage probably made the most metal movie in the past 5 years, which is Mandy. It's an incredibly metal movie in a lot of ways. It infuses metal. It's Hellraiser. It's metal. It's Hellraiser. It's a goddamn fucking Dio cover. It's as absolutely amazing, and it's a slow burn movie, which is crazy. But Pig was the last movie I saw in theaters, and the thing is, I do want to go, but the thing is, I don't want to deal. And the thing is, it's like I don't want to deal with the other people, which it's not a snobby thing, but I just want to be able to like, can't everyone be quiet and not be on their phone and just enjoy the movie?
Do you think maybe that may also be a reason why people are thinking that movies aren't doing that well in the theaters? Is it only the day and date stuff, or do you think people are now just used to not wanting to deal with other people?
Well, right now, I think most people have gotten comfortable with the fact that they can just watch movies at home and they don't have to. And it's still like even at, at $30 to watch Jungle Cruise, they could have comfortably a room of 20 people
Mm.
in their place and watch a huge tentpole movie. And the fact that, TVs and home theaters and everything are getting better and better, they're never going to replace the theater experience. I get that.
Exactly.
But, but again, I don't mean to sound cynical, but is Jungle Cruise the real big spectacle that you need to see in a theater? Don't you sort of get it? Haven't we been there? Haven't we been there and done that?
I've actually went and saw Jungle Cruise. I liked it because it not only made you feel like you were on the ride, but it also had that very Indiana Jones feel to it.
And I think but the thing is, I think I might get that at home.
Oh yeah, it's like I've seen people online saying, "Well, I want Suicide Squad on HBO Max. Now I'm going to go see it in the theater because I want to see this again, but on the big
Will
screen."
they though?
So people are doing it both ways.
No, I mean, but I look.
Will they see it in the theater?
I mean, but again, now are we just? It's just like, just because it's a tentpole, we all have to see it in the theater. Is that kind of the expectation now? Because unfortunately, that's the majority of what we're getting. And the thing is, Rob, while you were gone, I was talking about the last movie I saw in the theater was Nicolas Cage's movie Pig.
Yeah. Okay. And did you love it?
I really liked it because it was a very subdued Nick Cage performance. It's a very interesting movie. It's not going to be for everyone.
No, but
but again, it's a very different movie that was made really well. And
okay,
I was talking about not seeing The Green Knight in theater, which they touted so much about being only in theaters, but now A24 is doing a night where you can pay $20 and watch it at home.
But Dave, okay. Here's what I would ask you, and Tom, I would ask you this too. I think that you cannot really appreciate cinema until you see it on a big screen. I don't care if it was $1 million movie, a $10 million movie, or a $200 million film. The very idea of watching cinema is that you're when you watch TV, a human face looks like it's an Instagram photo. A human face. And by the way, human faces are how we spend our lives identifying. Excuse me, people. I'm hiccuping. I'm like,
yes.
Well,
but
to me, no. But here's the thing: when you go to a movie and a human face is gigantic, it's you're seeing it. Part of what makes movies so powerful is you're seeing the world in ways you can't through your own eyes. And basically, human beings see like a 50 millimeter lens. We cannot change our depth of field. We cannot change how we see the world. And yet movies do that. They change the way we see the world. Like you can have a 35 millimeter lens or an 85 millimeter lens. Movies change the way we perceive reality. Even the way we perceive people. Because
I agree. Isn't that what Cinema Paradiso is all about?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we see the world in our fixed, unfortunately. And by the way, I'm don't get me wrong. I love seeing. It's an amazing bit of evolution, and we can't quite explain it. Why can we see? Don't know. But my grandfather, who was an old Jew, became a Christian because he was, before his death, he was like, I don't know how, like, eyeballs could evolve. It must be Jesus. I'm like, grandfather, you know what? Okay, what can I say? But he had a point. Like, he had a point. The physics of where we exist are strange. They're bizarre. And how the fact that we can see at all is amazing.
It is. And the fact that when we see, everything is really upside down, and somehow there's something in our brain that turns it to the way we can properly see it.
Yeah, I mean, I look around. I'm looking around at the observatory now, and I'm like, I can see everything, and I look at it, and it looks real to me. It doesn't look like it's shot 24p with a little bit of extra grain. It doesn't look that way. It looks like I'm in the real world, but perhaps I'm not. Like,
No,
how would I know?
I think the thing is this. I think you're right. There is nothing, in my opinion, that is going to replace going to a theater.
No.
The problem, what Tom and I were talking about, is going to theaters now, with the exception of if you're going to a mass theater, if you're going to an AMC or anything, you're at the mercy of people who are looking at movies as disposable entertainment, and we don't. We revere.
Right, we do.
We revere the movies. So you get the Lemleys, you get the New Beverly here.
What's in the cave? Only what you take with you.
Right, exactly. And the thing is, you want the experience, but if you have people talking on their phone, bringing their infant child in who are screaming because it's cheaper than getting a babysitter.
Yeah.
It's not the same experience that I had as a kid. And it's not the same experience that made me fall in love with movies. And that's what I want. And the thing is, to me, you know, and theaters keep trying. NR is asking me right now if I heard of 4DX and these things. I've been to theaters where the seats move around and everything, and it's fun, but it's just a gimmick. If the movie,
that's just for the really big tentpole type movies.
Yeah, it's like for the Fast and Furious movie, I can do 4DX, and I can like my seat's gonna shake and vibrate to the cars and everything. It's just a gimmick. If the movie isn't any good, it doesn't fucking matter. I think 4DX is great. If you see a movie that you love and then it's like, oh, there's a 4DX, then I'll go see it again and experience like the thrill ride kind of quote unquote thing of it. But I don't think but the thing is, it's still all about the movie. And the thing is, what I want that focused, missed thing that doesn't exist anymore in mass theaters where people revere movies that they're watching, that people can't not be on their phones anymore. And it's like,
well, I mean,
they just can't, unless you're at a place like the New Beverly where it's like everyone understands they're there for the movie.
Okay, but hang on, let me just offer a counterpoint.
Okay,
I agree with everything you just said. The problem is, most people do not revere movies. You know, we're part of a very rarefied era, and movies are a distraction or a diversion for most people. And the way, is,
right?
Well, with the home video era and all that, I mean, it's just exacerbated that. So,
but even with the home video era, when we were starting, when you and I were there with the VHS era and stuff, and I don't want to speak for Tom because it's like we're much older than you, so I don't want to say
I'm 45.
Okay, so you just
I got 9 years on you.
You experienced the VHS era, and even then, when I went to movies, we didn't have cell phones. There just wasn't there. So it was
there was no social media. So
when I fell in love with movies,
the individual experience when you went to the video store, it was only you didn't care.
And the other thing is this: I'll say this. This is a really important point. When I fell in love with movies, and when I grew up, we didn't have art house theaters. I wasn't going to art house theaters. I was going to general public theaters. But the thing is this: everyone went to the movie because they wanted to see it, and it truly was a collective group experience. When I saw E.T., everyone was in it, and everyone was crying at the end. When you saw Close Encounters and the mothership came up, everyone was in awe, and they were like, when you saw Star Wars, everyone was in it, everyone was focused in it, and now that just doesn't happen.
Well, I mean,
rarely happens, I should say.
Tom, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
Like I was telling Dave earlier, I took my niece, my lovely 10-year-old niece, to the movies Friday, and I took her to see Free Guy, and we had the best time. We had a blast. Um, she put her phone down and shut it off. I put my phone down and shut it off. I don't think I saw anybody touch their phone during that whole
Yep.
movie, but I do understand what Dave is talking about. There are people that will, don't move a movie. Oh, did I get any messages? And it's like it's a distraction. You see that
Well,
flashing to their face. But also, from what I was telling Dave, is that yesterday, Ryan Reynolds and the director of Free Guy
Sean
confirmed
Levy.
that they're doing the sequel. Disney wants a sequel already. They've come right out and said, yeah, we would like a sequel, and it was confirmed by them both.
Which is amazing.
It is.
And here's what I find strange about the life I've led. I'm sure Dave can relate to this. So what we want to do is make movies. And for me,
Right.
it doesn't matter whether I'm producing, editing, or post supervising. I don't care. I just want to make films. And I've worked on a lot of movies as an editor and made films successful, and I'm always a big part of the post process because they don't know shit. And what invariably ends up happening for me is that the people that produce the film, they end up hating me because, I'll give them a spreadsheet going, here's where we're at, here's what we have to pay, and here's what we need before release. That's all I'll say. And
you bring your A game to it, and you let them know this.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm your post supervisor. Don't get mad at me just because this much money needs to be spent. I mean, this is not something that's rocket science. And so what's very funny is that I get a lot of grief. The first episode of the show, I get a lot of grief, and I'm like, Shinji, the main character, is, admittedly, he's like, woe is me. He's curled up on the floor. But what's so interesting about this first episode, I'm like, I watch it like any other episodic show. I'm like, this is pretty good. Like, I really liked it. And it's bizarre to me that people will tell you, well, you shouldn't like that, or you can't like that, or that means you mean this or that. I'm like, no, it doesn't. At the end of the day, we just want to facilitate human beings having a good life. And is that such a bad thing?
No, of course not. And I'll say this, Rob, the difference with you and I as far as our passion of wanting to make movies, I think, and this is a two-part thing, so allow me. One is we are you and I and many of the people that we know who have been working hard enough and fortunate enough to actually make movies have constantly been chasing that dragon, which was our experiences in theater, in the theaters when the collective energy was all focused on the movie and you felt it. Now, I will say this too. My second part is this. It still does exist.
No,
it's just rarely.
Of course.
But it was brought up to me in saying that wasn't Avengers Endgame or Infinity War. Do you think that the younger audience wasn't into it? Yes, I agree. Because the last time that I really could say honestly that I felt this, where there were no phones on and everyone was into the movie, was opening day. Was opening day of Endgame, and it was exciting and it was thrilling. But I just want to clarify: the majority of the time when I see a movie, it is not that experience. But yes, it still does exist.
No, look, Dave, I totally agree with you. I mean, it comes down to the fact that, let's call it storytelling. I think that the 20th century had the most robust and amazing storytelling ever with our visual effects technology. It was amazing. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, why are you doing this? Like, why are you creating art and supplanting or curtailing your own countrymen for making amazing stuff? And that's what I don't get. That's what I don't understand. I'm like,
I just wish that, and I'm free to admit that I can be wrong on this.
Sure.
But going to our point of, has social media destroyed your fandom? And I don't know. I don't know if it's social media or if it is the film studios that have destroyed our fandom in a sense, because we are not getting the variety that I think that we used to get.
Right. Look,
especially in quote unquote theatrical movies. Now, again, that has all changed right now. But I
mean, for me, I would say what's great about like Tango Shalom, a film I've worked on and off for 5 years. I never thought it would go anywhere. And it's been at festivals. People like it. Our distributor saw it there. And I'm like, that's the best of both worlds. And it's amazing. They're amazing. But at the end of the day, they still need certain things to be taken care of to ship out the trailer. Like today, I was like, okay, your trailer was approved, but there's 4 dB of loudness right here. So I have to fix it. And,
Right.
That's all good.
But again, that's all. But look, that's all those things. I just love movies, and I agree with you.
I do too, man.
I want to see every movie, small, medium, and large,
with an audience. By the way, I love an audience.
I mean, that's the thing. There's nothing, but that's the thing. There's nothing like an audience who is focused and connected into it. And I should say this. I said Endgame was the last time. It wasn't. I would say, honestly, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was the last time that I saw a movie with an audience that was really connected with the movie and was really into it. But again, I'm in Hollywood, so is that the same experience that other people have?
Well, you have to. You're right, and you have to take that. I mean, you walk a block, things change. I mean, exactly. I would posit to you that you do all the research you want, but at the end of the day, our Seattle homeless population is a little disappointing. Like, I want them to rise up and create a new society, and I'm like, I'll buy off on that. Why not?
You're getting a little heady for me on that sense, but that's but I get
yeah, you know what I mean.
But I get what you're saying, and to me it's like, you know what, but I miss the day. It's like, again, now I'm sounding like a cranky old person or something like.
No, what you're missing is the fun, Dave. You're missing the fact that there were bands like Oingo Boingo that would go to Irvine Meadows and fucking rock the house, and we could all dance.
But the thing is, I miss the days where you and I would go midday to the fucking Cinerama Dome to see Original Gangsters. We got to see Original Gangsters in the Cinerama Dome.
Oh my God! We saw the first showing with like 12 people. It was amazing.
Right, but it was 12 people who really wanted to be there.
Yeah, they cared. I know,
it was amazing. I miss that. I miss the variety of, you could go see those movies, smaller movies.
I'm with you.
In big major theaters. So
no, you're right, and I have to say,
and we're shutting down Tom here. He hasn't gotten to say anything for a while.
So Dave, good on you. Tom, let me ask you this. So you've listened to me and Dave riff back and forth. Now let me ask you, as I would call you and by the way, I don't want to put a label on you, but would you call yourself a casual or a normal moviegoer?
I go to the movies maybe twice a month. It depends on if there's something I really want to see. So I seem kind of a casual.
But I would say you're a regular moviegoer every 3 months.
And I
That's
love going to the movies. And you know what? I'll tell you this, and I'll be honest. If I can watch a movie at home, fine. But if I can see it at theater, even better.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm gonna support that movie however I can. You know, I think that I think once they stop doing the day and date stuff, you're gonna see things. Maybe things will get a bit better. Going to theaters.
If people feel safe going to theaters,
Right,
we
if
have
they-
to.
Right,
We got to get a handle on this pandemic thing, and I'm saying that, and I'm not saying like, we have to have like, you have to show proof that you're vaccinated, because I think that look, if individual businesses want to do that, where it's like, okay, but when the government starts mandating it, I have a problem with that.
Yeah, me
Because
too.
I see now a lot of the studios are like, if you're going to work on this, we need you.
But that's fine. That's a private business. But when the government starts mandating, if you want to get into this place or that place or anything, you have to show proof. That's where I have the problem. Private business, different. Again, it's semantics.
No,
again,
you're
I
right,
think
though.
it's different.
You're right.
I don't agree with that.
Well, gentlemen, now back to the movies.
Yes, sorry,
That
sorry,
was a
guys.
political moment there.
Yes, well, I'm just saying, like, I know.
No, it's good. I mean, look, we're living through a very charged political
well,
landscape.
that's the thing. We're still. I mean, a year and a half into it, we're still in unknown territory as far as movies go. But everything. But the thing is, it's like as far as like the America, the way it's
America,
the way it's run,
goddamn
shouldn't be dictating this type of thing. Private businesses, that's their freedom. The thing is, people, when you see the Karens of the world on YouTube and these videos and stuff, it's like they seem to forget that like businesses have the right to refuse service to you.
Well, I mean, Dave, to be fair, I mean, let's say you're the general manager of Disney on Sunset Gulch in Hollywood, very, very busy Disney. And everyone's like leaning over people, making eye contact or hand contact. And the owner of that establishment gets a phone call. And the phone call is, the COVID variant is all through your restaurants, and particularly a large crowd of girls, it's a bachelorette party, whatever. So you get that, and our man has to take care of business, and suddenly, he has the ire of everyone. Everyone's like, "Fuck that guy," and you're like, "No, the world is coming to an end in that universe, so let's not do that." And
this is why we're not in charge of government or those policies, Rob.
Well, yeah, I which is true, but at the end of the day, what I don't really get, Dave, is where's common sense? Like if you pick up
and has social media had an effect on common sense?
No, it has. It completely. Common sense is gone. If you pick up this plastic replica of the Silver Sphere from Phantasm, which is 33 years old,
if you brought it outside, you'd be arrested. That's a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say right now, I'm just gonna drop it. Like, oh wait, it didn't fly. It didn't fly. Like,
dude,
so
you're lucky. Careful there. Careful now, pal.
Oh,
that's a valuable thing.
I would never let that go to waste. Don't worry.
Oh my God.
Yeah, actually, you bring up a good point where about common sense. People will go online to their Twitter and go, well, I don't need this. I don't need a vaccination. I don't need a mask. Don't tell me what to do. And then they see, this COVID is getting worse. You got variants. Oh, but it's the media. The media is making it up. It's trying to get people to do this and that. No, we just want it to stop and get rid of it and not see more people end up in hospitals dying and getting sick.
I think a
lot. That's exactly right.
Look, I think what might help is if the news didn't fucking report on it fucking daily. I don't know, but part of this
That's
is
true. I mean,
a lot of this is fear mongering. A lot of this is fear mongering.
Yeah, but not only is it fear mongering, but then you get people who hear that stuff and then start fear mongering as well.
Yeah, no, exactly. But the thing is, but unfortunately, people have relied on social media and the news, which is now becoming like, the news has become about how many likes we can get and how much views we can get more than about the news, about the facts. So that's a whole problematic thing. But we're gonna stop this for a minute, Rob.
Dave.
Before we end the show, because we're getting towards the end.
Sure.
Let's do some super chats. There's some super.
Well, there's a lot of super chats
that we haven't done yet.
Bring them on, Rob. Bring them on.
So let's do.
Well,
those.
okay, gents. If you want me to, I will bring them on. My God. So
my God, it's full of stars.
That's very 2001 or 10.
But
first of all of you are stars. So for those of you who don't know, the YouTube hustle, people are like, wait, by the way, can I just tell the Post-Geek singularity that BL Alley wrote me an incredible letter I'm going to read tomorrow. Where he
stay tuned. Where no, you're going to read it Monday.
Yeah, Monday. He's tomorrow, dude.
No, technically that is tomorrow because it is
tomorrow.
Sunday already.
It's Sunday now.
Yeah.
He's going to read it Monday.
Yeah,
Monday. He slams me pretty hard. And,
but let's get to the super chats.
Okay, Dave. I mean, okay, hang on.
I'm keeping you on course, man.
I understand, and I'm perfectly willing to deal with that. Of course, now let's go on and hang on because everyone deserves their.
In case you all didn't know, this fall, Dave and Rob are going to be doing a stage version of Grumpy Old Men, and Elizabeth is going to do the Anne Margaret role. And as a backup.
No, we're gonna do Frankenstein.
No, hang on. If I can get that financed, I mean, let's make that shit. Come on, Dave. Why not?
Death Trap.
I'm in. So, Yash, by the way, the William Friedkin thing, I'm like, it's very funny. So Norwegian Kryptonian.
The awesome
says, "Shine on you, you crazy diamonds."
Ooh,
I love a Pink Floyd reference. Yes, come on now, so good. Yes. By the way, thank you for that. Cosmic Quirks with Jimmy sends in the super chat and says, "Hey guys," I think Animals. "Hey guys, are you playing cards?" No. Hey guys, after my boss at work saw a promo I did for another business, they asked me to do one for them. Thanks for the inspiration. Dreams do come true. Okay.
Yes.
Cosmic Quirks.
That's
awesome. I got to ask you, this is exactly the raison d'etre of this channel. So you had an opportunity, you were asked to do something, and you did it. And, lo and behold, it was good. And it led to you doing more work. I would say that is exactly what this channel is all about. You get to do some work. It might be a decal or two, but suddenly you're now shooting wherever. I would assume it's amazing. How great is that? That's why this show is awesome, because we foster everyone belongs here. Just send me your manual and we'll try it out and do it. So
send them your Emmanuel.
Okay, no, Dieter Bastian will be sending me my manual.
Oh, okay.
I bet manual, like the battery goes here, the other battery goes here, and once you're like, heavy and the batteries, what can I say? Anyway, So,
next one.
Kaz Graphics sends
Again.
in a super chat and says, I love this show. What do you think about the Deftones? Bring this back. I'm drunk. I'm out. The Deftones. Wow.
Love them. Love them.
I'm a huge Deftones fan. I love the Deftones. But Kaz, he says he's drunk. He's out. Why? What? Kaz, you're the official cheesemonger of this channel.
Hey, you got to wake up early to make the cheese. Come on, dude.
Okay, well, okay, you're not wrong, but I would say I love the Deftones, and now that I'm asked, people are like, Rob, do you really? I'm like, well, yeah, and I know this. I have 2 Deftones records. Do I know them the way I have Prince records? I don't.
No.
I don't. I can't sit there and go, oh, the Deftones. Let me pontificate about the band. I will say this. I do have 2 of their albums, and I'm going to look right now. What do you think, Dave?
I think you're going to bring the Deftones to the plate.
Well, yeah, but
and why you bringing those up? Can I mention? You know what, guys? An amazing movie moment happened the other day.
Oh my God! Tell me.
Major League Baseball.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Opening day.
Oh man, dude,
Fucking
I cried.
Kevin
I cried.
Kevin Costner coming out of the cornfield of the Field of Dreams, and then the teams coming out in White Sox and Yankees original uniforms coming out of the cornfield. Amazing. If you haven't seen it, you can find it on YouTube. Field of Dreams, one of the greatest movies ever made.
Great movie.
Just oh my God. It's like, yeah, tears, flames on my face, tears, just fucking amazing.
Bruh,
Did you
can't.
Did you just make a
Clue reference? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say flames, because that sounds a little bit like the in-laws. I have flames on my car.
No, it was a Clue reference.
Okay.
Wow, Dave,
I did a Madeline Kahn Clue drop there for all the for flames.
Well,
landing on my face.
Yeah. Flames landing on my face. Flames. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Who doesn't
wait,
love
hang on. Just let me just say it, Dave. The way they shot it with Kevin Costner walking out, the camera behind him.
Chills.
I mean, dude,
Chills.
with the music, with James Horner's score.
Oh my God, James Horner, who just had a birthday today.
Well, he didn't because he's dead. But okay.
Well, no, but he. Well, you know what I mean.
I know, but I have to say, bruh, that shit was
transcendent.
It's funny because I think
it makes you realize the power and the love of movies,
and also fatherhood.
Yeah.
I mean, that movie is about a man who is fractured from family.
Yeah.
Even though he's got a wife and all that, but he's like, I'm going to save Terrence Mann, and all what he's looking for.
And Moonlight Graham.
Oh, dude, come on.
Well, in the book, it's not Terrence Mann. It's J.D. Salinger.
In the book, it's Salinger, which, by the way, they couldn't get him.
Yeah.
I mean, how it would have even been more amazing.
Yeah, they couldn't get J.D. Salinger, so they got James Earl Jones. Oh, you know what?
Great.
Good replace there.
You're from the 60s. Shh, back. I love it.
It's just
my favorite line. Peace, love, dope.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, exactly. That should be a shirt. Peace, love, dope.
We can, do
and
it.
Get the fuck out of here.
Baseball, Ray. That's so good.
They will come, Ray.
It's been written, erased, and written again.
They will come, Ray.
And that
people,
movie, the ending of that
will
movie,
come.
Oh my God, Dad! Do you want to have a catch? It's like,
dude, come on.
And the greatest thing about that is that at first, I love that ending, and then once my father passed away and I saw that movie, I really got that.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like any man who cannot cry, who doesn't cry at the end of that movie, I don't know if you have a heart.
Well, what's interesting about that film? Now, ask yourself. I agree.
Would it get me today? No.
No, but why is it? Why is it that we cry at the end of that film? Like, for me, if I sit down and watch Field of Dreams, and I've watched it countless times, if I sit down and watch it, at the end, when fucking Ray Liotta walks out, and the music and the thing,
Ray Liotta looks at him and goes, "What are you looking at?"
Right, but I'm just saying,
and he goes, "If you build it, he will come," and you're just like, "Oh my god, my god."
Okay, but my point is, yes, you're right, but I just watch that film. I know it's coming every single moment. I know it. I feel it. And yet, when Ray Liotta walks out, at the end, you want to have a catch?
No, it's not Ray. Ray Liotta doesn't play his dad.
No, Kevin Costner.
Dwyer Brown. Oh,
right. That's right. Yeah. Okay, you guys. Okay.
I'm just letting you know.
I know you're right. Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Dwyer Brown's
when
like,
he goes,
yes.
"Oh my God, it's my dad."
Yeah, it's my dad.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but
it's my father. Yeah.
Yeah. The point I'm trying to make is that it's just a story, but when you get to that point, you are gripped with emotion
because you've gone through the journey.
Yeah, but why is it like my dad was a great guy, and yet when I watched Field of Dreams, I did not have the relationship with my father that Kevin Costner and Dwyer Brown has. Yeah. And by the way, Dwyer Brown was also in The Guardian and To Live in 9 LA. Just saying.
Yes.
But so, you watch it and you're like, what is it? Why? What makes this movie so emotionally compelling? And dude, it is, man. You as a man, you cannot. And by the way, for all those people going, well, you're just sexist. Okay.
No, I'm not. Because I know women who it works on too.
Yeah, well, great. I mean, just look, if you think just watch Field of Dreams and let it work on you or let it not. Talk about how it's about the white patriarch. I don't give a fuck. Just watch.
I could tell you exactly what it is. It's about that time that's been lost that you wish you could have back. That one moment that you wish, yeah, I'd like to spend that time with that one person.
Tom,
right. Yeah.
You are absolutely correct. You nailed it, son.
It's instantly relatable and interchangeable with, you can replace the father with whoever you want, and you get it. It's just like why is Rudy work so well? It's the underdog.
Yeah,
it's the underdog, and working hard and having the tenacity and the faith. I mean, Rudy is probably my favorite movie of all time because of that.
Really?
Yeah. It really is. I absolutely love that movie so much.
That's fine, okay, but that I'll buy that because it is what you just said, and what Tom just said, very astute. But what I think is that all movies, if you take movies as a continuum, as stories. And stack them up and put them like books are in a library. You look at the thousands of years of cinema. And if there's a place to actually quantify them in books like a library or whatever.
Right.
And you could check them out and be like, okay, I'm going to watch the entire Star Wars saga from 1 to 9. And you go check out all those movies.
You know why people love the Star Wars movies? Because they are underdog stories.
Well, yeah, I mean, they
are all underdog stories. Every single one of them.
Well, yeah, well, okay, and if you hadn't seen them, and you go to the library and get them out, you take them out, and it becomes a thing. Like, the librarian's like, well, we have to follow protocol. And the kid who rented the tapes, they're like, I just want to see Star Wars. And then, the parents might be involved, like, oh, son, you have 6 tapes. Well, they're hour-long tapes, and they have all 6 hours of Star Wars. And your parents are going to be like, I know this from a fact. My mom's like, great. And I was like, I just stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from the motion picture industry.
Yeah.
My mom didn't know. She's like, yeah, but
you were telling her that the other day on Let's Get Physical Media. You go, Mom,
Yeah.
do you know I was doing this?
No,
she didn't
of course
know.
not.
All she knew is one day she found $10,000 in my.
And thought you were selling drugs.
Yeah, she was
Are
like,
are you on the dope?
yeah, and I'm like, drugs. I'm like, Mom, do I look? I it's very funny. I explained to my mom the difference between pot and cocaine. I'm like, Mom, if I sold drugs, I'd sell cocaine. It's way cooler. And my mom's like, what? How can you say that? Oh my God, drugs are not cool. I'm like, well, they kind of are, depending on who you know.
Anyway, we're getting away from it. Bottom line is the reason that I think we love these movies, and I was talking about this, like my favorite movies really.
Dave,
are underdog stories.
What
and
are your favorite movies? Break it out for us. Give us Dave Parker's
I'm gonna
top
leave them,
10 favorite films.
No, I'm going to leave them wanting more. We can discuss this at another time. Let's get to the other super chats.
Oh my God, are you shutting us down?
I'm just leaving them wanting more.
Tom Jr.
You
Jackson is saying,
give
are
him
you
a
going to
little
tell a
mystery.
man, a Post-Geek Singularity Foundational member, that he shouldn't know what you... Okay, Dave, that's
That
fine.
would make a great topic for the next Midnight.
That's
Metal
right.
is
That's right. We'll reveal
favorite
these
movies.
things. We'll reveal these things slowly.
My
My
God.
God.
Okay,
I guarantee
so
you'll get a lot of people interacting with that one.
So Ron C. sends in a very generous super chat and says, gentlemen, morning metal. Wait. Fuck yeah. But I know making your keyboard go up is not. But I will say, Ron C.
Yes.
You're fucking metal, dude. You're fucking metal. So Ron C. says, gentlemen, morning metal. Hollywood prefers to make franchise films for the big screen. What are your least favorite Hollywood films before the franchise dilemma? If you believe, we believe a dilemma. What do you think, Dave? What are your least favorite Hollywood or studio films ever made? And
Before
and
the franchises?
you have to like bury them. You have to we have to go into the desert and send these films to the cornfield. What do you think?
Send it back to what E.T. the video game is.
Oh God, so bad. So Dave, what do you think? Your favorite horror film?
No, you're saying which one's what I would bury.
Well, I would think it's your favorite, right? Or not.
Oh,
whatever.
no.
Is it your favorite or not your favorite?
No, he was asking what Hollywood films are your least favorite.
Okay, well, hang
What
on.
would bury.
Let me just read it.
Post franchise, right?
Yeah, but
wait. He said pre-franchise films, I think. But read it again.
Okay, Ron C. sends in a very generous super chat and says, gentlemen, morning metal. Hollywood prefers to make franchise films for the big screen.
Yes.
What are your least favorite films before the franchise dilemma? And if you believe we even have a dilemma.
Okay. Before the franchise dilemma, which I would think is pretty recently, I would go anything after the first Highlander movie. Highlander 2 through whatever could be my least favorite.
Might I offer?
Counterpoint?
I would say that the Friday the 13th films.
After the first one?
You know what? I'll give you to 3.
No, 4.
Friday the 13th, 3.
The final chapter is the best one.
Nope. I won't go that way. I will not go that way because the final chapter ends what should be an ongoing franchise.
No, it ends the perfect 4. It ends that circle.
Does it?
It does. It does. Yes,
Does
it does.
it really?
Because you know why? Because part 5 is a new beginning with a fake Jason. So yes, it does.
All right, Dave, you've convinced me. I'll go with that. I mean, it's the 14th now, but I would say this.
And don't get me wrong, I love Jason Lives. I love when they bring him back as a zombie thing, but that is a very defining line of difference with the Friday the 13th films from part 4.
So why do you insist on me making it part of my headcanon?
Because part 4 is the natural finale of the original progression of that story.
All right. You know what? You've convinced me. That's why you're a great director.
And the final chapter is the best Friday the 13th movie.
Okay. Really? More than one?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. One, you could argue because it was a surprise and no one knew it was going to happen. But then they went to 2, 3, and 4 with Jason, which is sort of a whole new thing, but then it wrapped up the end of that story. So yeah, I have to go one. I have to
love
go,
that you know this. I can't take that deep dive. I did buy the box set, but
it's glorious.
You've clearly memorized every single piece of anything anyone has ever said. That's why I love you, Dave.
Friday 13th is my jam.
Well,
not as much as
and
Phantasm.
It's also
not as
your
much
peanut
as
butter and honey. Come on.
Not as much as Phantasm. And then you meant peanut butter and chocolate.
Yes. All right. So at this point in time, I know for myself, I need to duck out.
Yes.
However,
did we get through all the super chats?
Fuck no. We're gonna still do that. I'm just saying, I have to duck out because like I can't take the emotions. The feels, Dave. I'm thinking.
Sometimes
I'm
when
thinking
we touch,
serial killers. Sometimes when we touch, the
emotion is too much.
The honesty is too much.
But wait, hold it. Just hold on strong for a second.
Oh my God. Okay.
Because let's end with Tom with the franchise question.
Why do we have to end with Tom?
Well,
because he's our guest. The Preach franchise.
Well, I know that
because he's our special guest tonight.
Oh, I know. Does it have to be because I have 3 films before the big franchises?
Well, that's part of the question, so you can do that. So you can do that.
My 3 films that I don't like are.
Wait! Hang on, Tom. The 3 films you don't like?
Yeah, my least favorite films. Yes.
Okay.
And I don't like Dude, Where's My Car?
Which was Rob was up to direct that.
Oh well, I'm sorry, Rob.
No, don't be sorry. I didn't direct it.
No, he didn't direct it, so
it would have been better if I did, though.
That's right, exactly.
And then I'm not a big fan of, and I'm gonna get a lot of heat from this. I'm not a big fan of the Pacino Scarface. I like the original with Paul Muni.
Okay.
And the last one is Jason X with him in space. I think that's like that's like saying, hey, let's take the Fast and Furious and put it in space. Oh wait, they did that.
Oh yeah.
Wow. I mean, all I can say is that you've disappointed me.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
You know what? I respect him especially for the Scarface thing, because that is not a popular opinion, and he's going to stick by it. And you know, I'll give him kudos for that. Whether I agree
all right,
or
Dave.
not.
I mean, you fence sitter. I love Tom Jr. Jackson, but for God's sake,
fence sitter.
When he says
we're going to get into this now,
well, maybe not. But I'm just saying, when you
Rob,
say,
you know, I'm a fan of man.
She's got a great ass.
Two much better Pacino movies, in my opinion.
Oh man, yeah. Well,
You,
truly.
See, even you agree Scarface is not the the great movie that everyone purports.
Heat is the great movie. Scarface is good. I mean, but I don't love it. I mean, the problem.
But again, Tom is in a rarefied camp here with probably most people that I don't want to say assume, but most people probably haven't seen the Paul Muni version of Scarface.
Yeah,
but they should.
One of those special editions, they actually included that original one with it, and they should keep. I mean, and now they want to redo Scarface again, but I think they want to keep it in the same vein. I'm like, well,
I think the thing is what I like about Scarface, what De Palma did with that is like what Carpenter did with The Thing. He brought it he brought it to this time.
Yeah, but I mean. You know,
you guys brought up a movie earlier, Deal of the Century.
Oh, William Friedkin.
Right. And the little thing about that movie is that was supposed to, I think they were going to show it on TV when it came out, and they were going to put it on television. They decided not to because right when it was going to do that, that's when the Iran-Contras came out, and it hit too close to home. Yeah,
that makes sense. I buy that.
Yeah, and I recently watched that movie, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, holy crap, this is I can't believe this is an actual comedy because of the situation. It's like nowadays you're like, oh,
it's a black comedy.
Happen.
It's a
funny when I saw it, I was like, this is supposed to be a comedy. I don't know what this is. Rob,
Dave,
we gotta wrap it up.
Okay.
It's time to wrap it. It's time to wrap it up.
All right then. So Tom, Dave, I would say to you, this is Midnight Metal episode 40. Yeah.
Can I ask one thing of you?
Of course.
Would you give my niece a shout out because I she'd get a kick out of it. My niece Emma.
What's Emma's full name?
Her name is Emma Rose Jackson.
Emma Rose. Okay. Dave, I want you to help me with this.
Some say love.
No. I'm going to throw it to you.
No, but I don't want her to kill herself, Dave.
Yeah, no.
Aw.
We're going to start,
That's
Dave.
what that song is about.
All right.
I would say this. Greetings, you burgeoning imagination connoisseur, Emma Rose. I am Robert Meyer Burnett, the Viceroy of Verisimilitude, and I am here with my compatriot, Mr. Who are you, sir?
I'm Dave Parker, and I keep the metal real, and someday you will know what that means. But Emma, I hope you're having an awesome time. You have an awesome, awesome person who just said, give you a shout out.
Well,
was that good?
Emma,
awesome,
hang on. Let's just don't cut this out. Let's keep this exchange.
Okay.
Emma, here's the thing. We adults are floundering. The really important part is what's really amazing about this is you have a man like Tom Jr. Jackson in your life who asked us, we people live in California, like we're libtards, whatever. But Tom Jr. Jackson asked us to give you a shout out. And I would say, Dave, we did it. Right?
The privilege of giving you a shout out, which we've never been asked before, at least as far as when I've been on. So
nope.
I got to say, you're the future. Remember that. Embrace it.
She is.
Love all the stuff that you love. Love it with your whole heart.
By God, Dave, I'm crying. So, Emma Rose, let me just say, I mean, if you think we old guys are weird, well, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. And I would just say that you have somebody like Tom Jr. Jackson in your life, and here's what I would expect of you. And I'm going to check in with you in 20 years. Go out into the world, learn everything you can, And B, and by the way, don't tell your mom I'm going to say this, and don't tell Tom. Just go be fucking awesome. Do everything you can.
And be a goof. Be a goof person.
I was about listen, I was about to say fuck yeah, but don't say that. Don't tell your mom. But we are all goof people.
I got those shirts waiting for me at the post office, Rob.
All right.
I got to go Monday. Monday and pick them up.
By the way, are you going to play that unexpurgated? Don't cut that. Just play it for her, just from beginning to end.
When she gets up. I'll play it for her.
Maybe edit a little of it.
Maybe a little.
Oh no, she can handle it.
How old is she?
She is 10.
She can fucking handle it. Fuck yeah, man.
Hey,
Emma Rose.
Rob, you know what?
Sorry.
Give her a silver sphere. Because that's when she knows she's metal.
Okay, Emma. Just saying.
And Tom Jr. Jackson will let you know what that means.
Oh.
You guys are the best.
God.
Thanks, Tom.
Tom, just make sure she goes to a great college and makes us all proud. Maybe an astrophysicist in the family?
Oh,
maybe?
she is very smart. She does very well in math, and she loves to read. She is a definite imagination connoisseur.
Well, we're happy to help her. Dave and I will write letters and call admissions directors and be like, "Don't you know who we are?"
Like, no.
What the fuck? No, I know. We wouldn't want to thwart anyone's chances.
Rob, what do you want to say to the people? I got to bring this up because I'm looking at the chat. There's a couple super chats that were not read. What do you?
Of course. I didn't think we were done, Dave.
Lizzie and Dalton especially had super chats.
Lizzie's awesome.
Dave.
Yeah. Hello to Lizzie.
I'm just keeping it real. So
Dave, Stubble McShave, by the way. Let's start out with Stubble.
Stubble, okay.
Stubble says Nick Cage has worked in the trenches for a decade, and now with no high-profile gigs in the last couple of years, he's done some great movies with lower budgets. Which is true, by the way. I mean, very true. Do you think we'll see a Cage Assance,
Renaissance?
A Cage Assance, yes, like the Keanu Reeves Assance. Do you think we'll see a Cage Assance within 5 years, where he's in high-profile movies again? Do you think Nicolas Cage will come back? What do you think, guys? Yay? No? What?
I think he's got the potential, but the thing is, I think the thing is this. He follows his own path, and he's not going to be dictated by what Hollywood wants. Because the thing is this, he's absolutely capable of giving you that, but he is keeping his interest. And the thing is, even though he's doing a lot of these lower budgeted movies and everything,
sure.
I think Pig is a real revelation if anyone wants to see it. But the other thing is, he's not Bruce Willis and just sleepwalking through these things. He's doing some pretty interesting things, whether the movies are good or not. But I think that's the thing with Nick Cage. And when we were there, when he was being interviewed for Valley Girl, he basically stated that he was stating his individuality, and that's what he's doing, the things that excites him. So,
by the way, Dave,
do I think it's possible? Absolutely.
Dave, I think you brought up something interesting. So I was not in country when this happened, but when I was working on Lord of the Rings and Narnia, you were working for the company, and you produced the 20th anniversary DVD of Valley Girl, and in that production, you had Martha Coolidge and Nicolas Cage come to the Central, which was now called the Viper Room, but in the movie it was called the Central.
Thanks, and big thanks to Greg Carson, who really made that specific thing happen.
Yeah, he did. But so you and Greg, I was not here, but you and Nick Cage and Martha Coolidge, the director of Valley Girl, and Greg Carson, hung out. What was that like, man?
It was amazing. He came in, and it was the day after he got nominated for an Oscar for adaptation, and he was wearing his green snakeskin jacket
and his green glasses
to express his individuality.
Yeah.
He was so generous with his time. He loved being there. He loved talking with Martha again. It was. I mean, all you have to do is take a look at that featurette and see it. It's all there. It's all there. It was very, very cool. And he was just. I mean, look, the man exudes cool.
Totally, he totally does.
Yeah. So
and didn't he just release a new trailer for a movie or something like that?
Probably.
Yep.
Yes.
By the way,
some ghost thing, wastelands of.
Okay. Sion Sono, one of my favorite Japanese directors, made this movie. If you haven't seen Love Exposure or Suicide Club, one of my favorite directors working today has directed what Escape from Ghostville. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
But the fact that he directed it, let me tell you, that film is going to be bonkers as fuck, and I can't wait to see it. Cannot wait.
I know there's a Nick Cage movie coming out where he sort of plays a version of himself.
Oh, then there's that. Yeah, there's that where, I don't remember what that's called either. But that's the thing. Nick Cage is interested in doing just,
everything.
Different things. I mean, that's the thing. He's done the gamut. So,
Oh yeah. I mean,
I think. Look, I think in some ways with Mandy and everything, we've been in a Cage-assance.
Well, yeah. I mean, he has tax problems or whatever. I mean, I would say that the one thing about Nicolas Cage is, unlike Bruce Willis, he doesn't phone in his performances. He's actually trying to craft some shit, and it's.
I mean, even something like Willy's Wonderland, where he decides to play the entire role without saying a line of dialogue, is pretty interesting. Whether the movie all works or not, he's always trying to do something.
Yeah.
So
totally.
So, Cage kudos there.
I want to see him work with the Coens again.
Yeah, but the Coens now one of them doesn't want to direct anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Next question.
Okay, Dave. You
move it
slave
along.
Driver. Ron C says, "Gentlemen, morning metal. Hollywood prefers to make franchise films for the big screen."
We just went to that one.
We did that one.
Did we do that one? Okay, well.
Yeah.
Okay, well, pardon me. Stubble. Oh, it's bracketed by Stubbles.
Okay.
So hang on. You know what? I'm out of control. Midnight's Edge After Dark, then. So that would be Tom. I hope I get to meet Dave soon. Tango Shalom.
Thanks, man.
What do you think, Dave?
I'd love to meet Tom. That'd be awesome.
Good.
That'd be awesome.
So Comic Quirks with Jimmy says, where can I get an Amadeus Steelbook? I can't find it. I would say, is there one? I don't know.
eBay?
I would go to like Zavvi. I don't know. And by the way, which Amadeus version? The theatrical cut or the long version? Cut. Yeah, it's. I don't think the theatrical cut is on home video. To be honest.
No, it's just the director's cut. So I would say if it exists, eBay, because Zavvi's probably sold out.
Yeah. Although I did. Well, I'll show it tomorrow or later today.
Yeah,
I got
tomorrow.
Today. Lizzie Venus says,
here we go.
What is she gonna make me?
I don't know. It was like brought up.
Lizzie says, one of the most underrated films was Hustlers from 2019. Also, have any of you gents been to the Tropicana Club? Well, you know what? At the Club Tropicana, drinks are free, fun and sun. There's enough for everyone.
I have not been there.
Well, if you're a Wham fan, you have to go.
Well,
just saying.
I guess I'm not going.
Now, what about Hustlers 2019? You dig it?
Was that the J-Lo movie?
Yeah, J-Lo and Lizzo and Constance Wu, I think that's her name.
Lizzie, I'm sorry, I didn't see it.
Club Tropican? Come on. Drinks are free. You don't know Wham? Okay, well, anyway, I'll stop.
I know Wake Me Up Before You Go. I think that's the only
Next question.
Okay, fine. Stubble McShave says, I didn't mind Captain Carter episode of What If. It was fine. Nothing to write home about. The thing that stood out to me was the clumsy references to Where Eagles Dare. Well, I don't disagree. Instead of calling the mission Where Eagles Dare, they could call it the Fortress of Slosh Adler. Okay, let me weigh out on this. I used to love the What If Marvel comics. They were like one-offs. Like sometimes they bleed into another book, but they were one-offs. Like, what if my favorite was What If Conan the Barbarian was in the 20th century? It was fucking dope. And all those What If comics ended with the end of the world. So I'm looking at the What If and people are complaining about it. I'm like, what? So
I loved it.
I thought it was a lot of fun. I'm like, what? Like what?
I want to see a live action Captain Carter movie.
Me too.
They're doing something different, and kudos to them.
Yeah, but I'm like, why? What's funny is, why are the haters like sharpening their knives? I'm like, it's fine. It was exactly what it was supposed to be.
Isn't that the topic of tonight? Why are the haters sharpening their knives? Why?
I don't know.
Because they're not being spoon-fed exactly what they want, and they're given something different. Adapt, people. You're not going to get everything that you want all the time. It's just like Christmas, and Santa doesn't always bring you the exact gift that you want. Sometimes
and no one will watch this channel ever again.
Until
no, I'm just kidding.
Next question.
But no, Dave, you're right. I mean, well, okay, Taskmaster. Clint Ricks says, what's funny to me is that usually the loudest crybabies out there have never written or created anything. You'll never find servers on Yelp. By the way, he's not wrong.
No,
what do you think? Does Clint have a point?
Yeah, of course he does.
If you don't like what you see, go out there and make what you want to see. If you want to see something look good, get out there.
But he's talking about like doing
go through it. Go through it, guys. If people want to complain and everything else, then go through the process of writing something and trying to get it made and going through the entire process and getting to the level of the thing that you wish you were making. Just go through it and see how easy it is, because it's not. So it's easy to sit back and throw arrows at it from a safe place of your home and everything, but actually try to do it and deal with all the producers and story producers and everything else with television or with film, and then see how easy it is. But again, I understand that's not everyone's path, but go write your own story. Go create something that's going to be fulfilling to you, instead of sitting there and and wasting your energy spewing hate on something else.
Wow. Dave, that was amazing. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And I appreciate that. It did make me want to go to Pornhub and find some amazing girls to make my dreams come true. I'm just kidding. But no, I think what you just said was heartfelt, and forget the emotions. Dave speaks the truth. You have to do the work. You have to, you can't decide, well, one day I'm going to be this. It's a process. And if you want to be anything, you have to set yourself out on that road and carry it out and make it happen. And it might take you 20 or 30 years to become the super robot I know you want to be.
Yeah, anyone who is doing this in this business has gone through a lot of trials and tribulations. Nothing is given to you with the if
A
people have
great
successes.
6-season episode, Deep Space Nine, by the way.
That's right. No one is given anything in this
Take
business.
your drink, swap me the Star Trek reference.
Whether I know. Next question.
Sorry. Well, okay. Jeffrey Reddick became a member of this channel. Like, I thought you were kind of kidding.
No.
But, like, can we just stop for a minute and talk about, first of all, Jeffrey Reddick is actually now a writer and director and a producer.
Yes.
But he's also a guy that I don't think, Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, have you ever seen him without a smile on his face?
No.
Me neither. Like, Jeffrey Reddick is kind of like...
Sickeningly positive.
He's also, he's a rainbow. Yeah. When you go to a party or something and he's there and the sky is overcast, there will be
a rainbow
around
I wish
him.
he was awake right now to hear you say that Jeffrey Reddick is a rainbow, but I will convey this to him tomorrow.
Okay, you know what?
You know
what I mean.
It will make his day. Trust me.
All right. Well, I think you're taking it out of context, but okay.
No.
I never thought about it. Now,
in the context it is, he will absolutely love it.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm just saying. So, Jeffrey Reddick, thank you. Dalton Johnson sends in a super chat and says, Dave, I completely get you on breather behavior. The anxiety I get from just worrying about the people around me talking or texting, it just sucks.
Yeah.
That's
especially now, because you go up to someone now, unfortunately.
I know.
Could you please turn off your phone? You could get shot. It's happened. It's fucking crazy.
Dude, I know. And by the way, let's just say this loud right now. When you go into a movie theater, it's not about you. I don't give a fuck if you're a babysitter or your parents. What the fuck? I don't care. You've chosen to go out to a movie theater where you're sitting in a room with a lot of other people. I would assume that when you do that, you realize you're part of those people too. So
it's funny. The difference in opinion now has changed from you're paying a lot of money, so be respectful for what you're going into, to now I paid a lot of money, I should be able to do whatever I want.
Yeah, that basically turned into I paid this money, I can do what I want, don't you tell me what to do. And that is wrong.
It's the fundamental difference. It's the shift that has happened.
Well, let me ask you.
I love going to the movies because you're in a place with fellow imagination connoisseurs that are fans of that certain genre that you're seeing, and that you're all focused on that one thing, that movie. No one's talking about anything. No one's worried about what's going on in the outside. It's all about what's up on that screen.
Yeah, it is. And what does that say about us as people?
That we become a society of people who are basically spoiled to the point where they think they can do whatever they want. And yes, you can, but to a certain degree. Like, you have to still have common sense. You still have to have manners.
Yeah.
And you have to respect the people you're around. That's basically what it is. And
that's
no one wants to
that's
do
a
that.
tough call, and you're right. I mean, Americans want to get rid of other Americans that don't like them. Shunt them into some shelf.
It's
very
like I said
weird.
before it's like with opinions. If your opinion is not the same as mine, fuck you. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's not good.
Wonderful. All right.
Anthony Gonzalez says, 3 films everyone in my theater were super glued to every time I saw them were Logan's Run, fuck yes, Arrival, and Jojo Rabbit.
Interesting.
People stay through the credits not looking for the Thanos or because the films are not over, but they wanted to watch them in their own right. Well, I would say to you, Anthony, God bless you and everyone in your family who went and saw the films. Because, I think you've just isolated a fundamental understanding or misunderstanding of how movies should work now. What do you guys think?
I agree.
And I think Marvel has given people that stamina where they now sit through the credits. Because not only, even if you're not looking for end credit scene or whatnot, you're showing support for those who made that movie, those hardworking people. You may not know who they are, but you're showing support for them.
No, totally. I agree with you 100%. So, Swack Props Cal says, I saw a news report that Rainn Williams is lobbying hard for Harry Mudd to appear in Strange New Worlds. I suppose before long. No, Dave, it's not. No, it's about a show that's being made. Do we know it's Star Trek? Not yet.
Harry Mudd is a Star Trek character, though, right?
Wait, well,
How do you know that?
I know enough of old Star Trek to know who Harry Mudd is.
He was only a couple episodes, dude. I think. Are you a fan?
He was a very prominent.
Are you a Star Trek fan, Dave?
No, but I know the original series enough to know that Harry Mudd was a character in it. Now answer the question.
And everybody take your drinks.
Okay, well, let me get back to that question. Just so you know, let me start from the beginning. Swack Props Cal says, I saw a news report that Rainn Wilson is lobbying hard to be Harry Mudd to appear, or to have Harry Mudd appear in Strange New Worlds. Of course, because every actor wants a job.
But Rainn Wilson would be amazing as Harry Mudd. I'll give him that.
He already was.
Because Rainn Wilson is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, he did play him on Discovery.
Okay, I hate him so much. I
Sorry.
don't even want to talk to people.
You hate Rainn Wilson? What?
Both of you go away.
You don't like you don't like The Office?
But Rob, he was really good as Harry Mudd.
No, he was not. He was a murderous thug. He killed people. Anyway.
Oh, you hate the character. Okay. I was going to say, if you don't like Rainn Wilson on The Office, there's something wrong. If you don't like The Office, there's something wrong with you.
I didn't know that Rainn Wilson was a murderous thug. My God.
Yeah, he killed people.
Someone alert the papers.
Anyway, I know. So, hang on. Just let me. Everyone's beating up on me.
Hurry up. Come on.
Okay, Dave.
Time's ticking.
Okay, sorry. So, Swack Prop says, I saw a news report that says Rainn Wilson is lobbying to be Harry Mudd to appear in Strange New Worlds. I suppose before long they'll bring in Trelane, the Borg, Q, and everything, including the kitchen sink, to the show. Can it be damned? Well, listen, Swack, Cal, you're absolutely right. The show's a shit show. And they have no one on the writing staff that will make it good. However, I would say that maybe like we'll get a lower tier Bruce Willis movie. Maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's Star Trek. I have no opinion.
Rob, you shouldn't complain about that show because you haven't seen anything from it yet. That's really not a good thing to do.
Wait, no, I've seen all of Discovery.
Yeah, but you have not seen. You don't even know if Strange New Worlds is going to be as bad as Discovery.
No, and I'm all in. I hope it's great. I want it to be great.
Rob, all I have to say is, Rob, do you love it, but you hate it?
I love it, but I hate it. Well, I will say this: let's just say you know what? Never mind. A centerfold CD-ROM, whatever it was, and hearing her voice. That's all we need to know.
That's right. Next, is there another one? Next question. Moving on.
Well, hang on.
No problems. Like Swack. I'll respect you because you do amazing work,
dude. Amazing work. And
you do the Lord's work.
Yes, and sends in a tip. I think it's a diamond. whatever that means. So thank you. I look
She's
back.
awesome.
We're just a diamond in the rough.
She, you know what? She is. I'll tell you something. I love, but she is kind of a mystery.
An enigma wrapped in a mystery.
Who is she?
Where
does she come from?
I think
I feel,
that's your topic for next Friday's Midnight
nope,
Metal.
Nope. I don't want to be. I don't want to be intrusive.
Who she is.
I'm excited for her show because
yes, maybe she'll reveal more then.
She's great.
I'll
tell you this. She knows how to bring the questions, and she knows how to really conduct an interview. She's awesome.
Oh yeah, no, she's great. I can't wait to see it either. I just hope the entire time I've gone, the world does not end.
Well, there go my plans for while you're gone, Rob.
I know, right?
Is there any? Is there another one, Rob? Is there a next question?
Nope.
Or
Nope.
we have reached the end finally, guys.
The bottom of
48 minutes later, we have finally reached it.
Oh,
it is
my
6:48 a.m. here on the East Coast.
Oh. Well, Tom Jr. Jackson, do you have anything to say to the esteemed panelists that we find ourselves with tonight?
Or just the people out there who are watching?
Sure, them too.
That'll do. Yeah, I think this is a great show. A lot of great topics. And like I said before, that's the beauty of the PGS. You never know where the conversation is going to go.
I agree.
I actually had one more question for you, Rob. Supposedly, I've read, and I sent you this link, that they're re-releasing the Lord of the Rings movies with the special features on it. And one of the things it said was there was some special features that had never been seen. Do you know anything about this? Is this true?
Well, okay. A good question, Tom. So so for those of you who don't know, in 2001, 2002, and 2003, I worked on the Lord of the Rings special features for the extended versions of the movies. I was co-opted. Disney said, they actually specifically said to me, start a new company and come to New Zealand. And I'm like, okay, to work on Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And one of the people that threw in the towel with me was Dave Parker. Right here. So let me ask you, Dave, what was that like?
It was magical.
You're like, are you going to take as long to pay me as you always did? I'm like, no. It's better now.
I did ask that.
So yeah,
and no, and you didn't, and it was great. No, it was unfortunately, it was a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: like, I didn't just ask you, like, hey man, go across town to shoot somebody. Like, we'd made a movie in Bulgaria, or no, we hadn't. No, we hadn't yet.
We had not.
No, we hadn't yet. And so I'm asking you, like, to leave everything you knew. But you didn't hesitate. You were like, "I'm out."
No, no. Well, you get the opportunity to do an adventure like that. You don't say no. And I was thrown into the wolves. And the thing is, I was there. You guys were there for a couple weeks, and then you all left me there for a month by myself, and then came back.
But you did a great job.
No, it was fantastic. It was amazing, and I learned a lot.
I'm sure you did. Who knows what happened?
It was an amazing time.
No, it was.
And we've talked about this before, so people have heard this. So it was an incredible time.
Yeah,
incredible time. So
is that true, Rob? That they're going to be?
He doesn't know.
Do you know that?
No, I do know they're not putting the special features that we've known and loved. All the new stuff, it's all new. I would imagine Michael Pellerin, my old boss, is responsible for it, but I don't know. It's all going to be new footage, new stuff. So,
which is exciting because you already have the old stuff, and that stuff is all standard def anyway.
Yeah, but I have to say that the world today doesn't know it. I mean, if you're 25 years old buying these things, our special features are 20 years old. And it's not like they're out there, so no one's going, watch these things. And
I didn't know if they were asking you to comb the mines and put new stuff in.
No, I have been asked. And by the way, I don't have time for tango and all that. I'm like, no, I can't do it. Can't do it. But, Dave,
it's time to wrap it up.
Sends in a super chat. I think we should call it a night. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's time to give it a close.
What do you think? Take us out, Tom.
Well,
say anything.
It's been a great session. Okay, say anything. Just remember, folks, that everyone you meet has a story to tell. That's right, you have yet to hear. And all you have to do is listen.
And get metal.
Oh my God,
and
that was amazing.
Stay fucking metal.
Oh my God,
right.
Tom, that was fucking amazing. And you know what's interesting to hear it said by other people just leads me to believe just how awesome that sentiment is. So thank you, Tom.
And that needs to be a shirt too, Rob.
I know. Well, we need to make that.
It should be on the it should be on the back of a shirt.
Yes.
Well, I need to order my Robservations winter hoodies.
That should be on the back of the official Rob Road Tour shirt.
Well, yeah, but we can't see it. And Dave, you'll be on that with me. So
that's right.
We're all going.
All right.
Listen, kids. I want to say thank you for being part of a great show. I want to thank Dave Parker. I want to thank you, Tom Jr. Jackson, for being here.
Tom.
And I want to thank all of our moderators. And by the way,
not just the moderators. I want to thank everyone who's been here and throwing in their comments and everything else.
The entire PGS, the awesomeness of them.
Everyone who's here, thank you.
Yes, but we do have
well, yes. Well, I'm not to downplay the moderators.
No, but the Richard Bunyan Snipe. I mean, these are people that give their lives to this channel.
Essential people on this who make it happen.
Is that like Oscar Schindler saying, "Are these essential workers?" Yes, they are.
If you say so.
Oh, that was random.
If you say that, yes.
I know. Well, essential workers. That's all I said. Yeah. Ron C says, well, hang on. It keeps going on. You know what? I think we've got everyone, to be honest. I do.
Well, I just want to thank you guys for letting me spend some time with you in answering these great questions, and I had fun.
Well, Tom, it's our pleasure to have you here. So thank you for coming in. It was amazing.
We hope everyone had fun and no one passed out. We
That's
win.
Right.
We win.
It's a win-win.
That's amazing. I mean, I'm not even going. Which in my case, I'm like, how much did you have to drink?
Camel spiders.
Yeah, Dave's not wrong. Oh my God, it could be terrifying.
And then we got what? Let's get physical media later.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Rob,
By the way,
Rob will get 20 winks before Let's Get Physical.
Tomorrow we're having George Feltenstein, one of the most epic, visionary physical media. I mean, I can't believe I got him to do it, but he's gonna come on tomorrow. Yes.
And I'll just leave everyone with this quickly. So, Danny Elfman did a duet with Trent Reznor called True. Check it out. Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine did a cover of Highway to Hell with Bruce Springsteen and Eddie Vedder. Check it out. I'm going to leave you a little fucking rock and roll and little metal to go check out after this.
I'm blown away. I want to go do it right now.
Ooh, let's all do it right now.
Well, Dave, if you say so, what can I do? How am I supposed to say no?
And with that, we say
good night.
No.
Have a metal day.
It's true. Gentlemen, I will say goodbye to both of you. It was an amazing show. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you, Rob.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
I will see you later. Oh, my God.